Everybody, welcome back to another film club. Normal time for me, a little bit an hour later for you Americans because of a little bit of a clock time difference. Now we're on Greenwich Mean Time, and Jay will be here. We did not get so much backlash that he's not here because of his review for Princess Bride, except for my girlfriend probably does want to duel with him. That's all I'm saying. He is in trouble. I've not heard the last of that argument of like he hasn't got good taste in movies, does he really? But Sandy, how are you?
I can just imagine her saying, "My name is Jade. You insulted my movie. Prepare to die."
It literally is. I've had the I think it was like on the Tuesday afterwards, and it was literally, I can't believe, Jay. I just can't believe. I was like, where did that go? She just got the anger out of nowhere, like
Just
10 o'clock at
building
night.
up.
Just was like, nope, I can't take it yet. But yeah, hey, chat. Hope everybody watched the featured debut of Ridley Scott with the Duelist. So yeah, this is my pick. Jay will get it. And now this is, I think this is quite, I said just back screen just now, this is the reason kind of Ridley Scott is the reason film clubs exists, really, doesn't he?
It
And
is. It's all his fault.
And the same time period, the Napoleon Wars, with his dreadful, and I'm going to call it dreadful. I think I can't even remember what score we gave Napoleon. It was
I don't
low.
know. Did we give scores back then? I think
I
we
don't
did.
know. Yeah. So yeah,
Might have been a
Napoleon.
2 or a 3 in that range. I'll have to go
Oh,
back and watch that stream.
I
It was
well, it had
4
to be
hours of fun.
it probably had to be an F for historical accuracy.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was terrible. But yeah, that one we were both excited to go and see history, bit of drama, a bit of like a war, and a bit of costume drama, and we got him
We
not
were
doing
up
it
here.
right.
We fell so far. Our expectations were a little too high, but there had been nothing in the cinema to even
No.
look forward to, and so we both went to see it. I think I saw it the day before you, so I had to, like, not look for you and nothing. Like, I had to talk to no one for a day. So we didn't even hint around, but I think it was within a minute and a half of the beginning of our stream, we both knew. We just didn't not like it. We hated it, and we just went on a rant. That was a 4-hour rant, and that was the birth of Film Club.
Yep, that was a terrible, terrible movie. And the worst thing is, like, there are bad movies out there, and I've not even bothered to rewatch that. I'm just like, it's not even rewatchable.
No.
It's that disappointing. It's literally, So that's it. But now we've got
there's a scene you like, some like
the one in I think it's the
Austerlitz, the
combat in
horses in the ice.
Yeah.
That was
Great.
okay.
But it's a scene. It's not
it.
It's not a script into a movie. It's not a delivery to make a movie good. It's like, oh, you got a good scene. Yay, well done you.
Well, and I gave him points for the direction to shorten the barrel of the cannon. That is true. That is taught in military history and artillery. So him creating the shorter barreled cannons. Yes, that was true. But that was it. Gave him a little half a point for that. And nothing else. Nothing else from there. Hey, I also wanted, so you mentioned, but just good to kind of start off with. So it's 4:00 here, or 4:10 here. So tonight is our night for the clocks to go back. So next week we'll be back at our regular time.
Normal me. Sorry, I'm just gonna. I'm sorry. There we go. Hold it. Sorry, I just completely messed up something, and I didn't
Oh,
realize in the
no.
back end. That's okay. It's not now.
Well, I'll just chat away because
Just
then
get.
for those in chat, if you're in the United States, and most of the United States, we'll be back to our regular time next week. But then there are a few cities in the United States that didn't recognize daylight savings
I know that that's
time in the
weird,
beginning.
isn't it?
It's a few cities. They just decide not
No,
to
not
go
doing it.
along with the madness. Yeah. So tell us about the book. Oh, I am going to talk about the book, Daryl. You just wait. You just wait. I'm going to talk about this book for
Here we go.
sure.
That fixed as well.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
what we have. Okay, we have a
Yeah.
poll.
Yes. It's a silly one because I think the instigation of the duel is silly in itself. But yeah, let's you know what Jay will pop in. Jay will pop in. So this is my pick, 1977. This is our first Harvey Keitel, isn't it? I think
It
this,
is, surprisingly, it is our first Harvey Keitel.
and I'm guessing Keith Sheridan is
Parody.
not going to. Would he? I don't think he's in. If he is, he's minor character. I think after
In
this, he's
any other
not.
films? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if he did anything. I I see him in a lot of TV. Let's say that, but otherwise, um, yeah, I'm trying to think other movies that I've seen him in that I've gone. Yeah, you're the main, the main. But otherwise, I can't think of that. I think,
I know more of his father,
yeah,
David Carradine. Um,
but
so he was in Deadwood, the television series.
yes, I say yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
TV.
Hitchcock. Yeah, he did a lot of TV. But yeah, I can't remember anything that notable movie wise, and I think a lot of it otherwise from that is just bit parts. But yeah, he got a main part in the Duelist, where Strasbourg. You ever been?
No, on my
Beautiful,
list.
beautiful city, beautiful city. It's now I can't remember. Is Strasbourg chat? Strasbourg has a replica of Notre Dame, but they
Oh,
built it to the correct blueprint. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more upscaled because the blueprint, when they originally did it, kind of got taken out and they upscaled it and they did it off the original. But of course, funding Notre Dame before it burnt down, of course,
oh,
is not as
interesting.
good as Strasbourg. Like that, it's very weird. So you go to, you're like, oh, it's Notre Dame. It's like, but not. It's like a copy. Like only like it's like I think it's like 400 years younger. I suppose that off like or something like that. It's very weird, but they do good cheese,
Only
Munster
only
cheese.
you only you all in Europe can say that. 400 younger, we
Yeah,
can't.
only 400
30
years old.
years younger, we can say maybe. Oh
Oh,
my
but I
gosh.
love lovely city. But when we were there, they don't do many vegetables. It's all like heavy. Everything's like
Oh,
that because it's
okay.
on like it's. And I'm gonna really bad on my history of the 1800s. This time, I don't know if this is part of Germany or part of France, or could it? This is one that is right on the border,
Maybe it went back and
and it
forth
keeps
a
it,
bit.
yeah, it keeps them going back and forth. Now, of course, it's France, so French, but it's so the everything there is so German. It's very weird, but yeah,
Well,
it's
it's
a
that
good
hearty
city.
food to get you through those winters. Not quite the
Yes.
same winter that we're gonna see in a bit in this film,
Oh
but
yes.
those hearty German, and
Mm,
my heritage is Russian and Polish and German, so as you can imagine,
mm,
I
yeah.
grew up with a lot of potatoes and a lot of vodka. A lot of potatoes, cabbage, vodka. All the women in my family are built the same way. We can swing a bat. Let's just put it that way. We've
Mm,
got that upper arm strength that comes with those genes from that part of the world, and actually a love of cold weather. So, um, it's the hearty food that gets you through. Now I'm looking forward to going there.
yeah. Now I'm going to ask you: did you the music? We've had ones where the theme goes across. This movie has the same theme. Like we have the narrator a little bit comes in now and again, like when
Do you know
like
who that
this.
is?
Oh no, go on. Did I not look it up?
The
Who's the
narrator
narrator?
is Stacy Keach, famous film and stage actor in the United States,
Ah, okay.
hugely known for stage work. And you might know him from, see, that was another one that
Hmm.
popped up, like Liz Smith. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Liz Smith." So
Narrator.
Stacy Keach, I mean, I think he's done just about everything. Let's see what he's
I'm
most
guessing he's
known.
just called the narrator, wasn't he? Oh yes. Anyway, what's he done then? Let's have a look.
So let's see. Way back in the day.
Oh yes, yes, he's yeah. My Escape from New York, LA, isn't he?
Oh,
And like that, yeah,
yeah. He's
yeah.
got that one. Just a ton of, I'm trying to find kind of back in the 1980s and 90s. He seemed to be in everything. A lot of television, like dramas, miniseries, and but again, really known for being on stage and a stage actor. Let me see. God, he's in everything. It's hard to go through everything. Try to find some. The old Mike Hammer. Oh my God, those were terrible. Like talk about dime store crime novels. In the Heat of the Night. Oh, he and Keith Carradine were both in the TV movie of Lincoln. Okay. He played Ernest Hemingway, and he like could get into character roles. So he played Hemingway in Hemingway. He played McClellan in Lincoln. Oh my God. He played Barabbas in Jesus of Nazareth. He played, my God, there's got to be one that he's really known for. Oh, great performances, Masterpiece Theater, Macbeth. Yeah, he's in everything. He's
Yeah.
just in everything. But also known for his voice work too.
And in this one, he explains what a duelist is. Let's say that. But we get straight off. We get a little. Like I'm guessing this is part like it's in England. I think even Daryl said it. I think this has got to be Ireland, England, and
They
France,
filmed in Scotland and in
Scott. Yeah,
France, so this might be in Scotland.
yeah. It could be anywhere in Europe, like that kind of Eastern Europe, I suppose. Sorry, Western Europe. Is it's just it looks very like everything looks French, but we got some. I'm guessing she's a geese herder.
Herding the geese.
Herding the geese, as you do. Yeah, and she comes across a jewel. So yeah, we see. I can't remember his name, like the second of that, but we don't really get any information at this point. We just get a jewel, really. Yeah, it's yeah. So we get what we find out is it the cousin or the nephew
The
of
mayor's
the
nephew.
mayor's
Yeah.
nephew of the city. Yeah, and it's I do like it. You don't have like you have to. The
He
costumes
did the
are
thing,
good.
though. He did the
Yeah,
thing.
yes, he did
You
the
know what I'm
thing.
saying? He did
Yes,
the thing.
and I'll get it. I've got the picture of it. All right. So
Like,
they have the fight.
no, not that.
I think the duel is good. It's like that, and it's obvious. Harvey Cartel's character. What's the name of Gabrielle
Feraud.
Feraud, is the better duelist, the better swordsman, at least. And then, of course, it quickly after things. Yeah,
He did the thing.
Own it. We can't afford that. No. And I like it's okay.
It's the thing we did in grade school, when we were doing
it's
Romeo
very
and
theater.
Juliet and
It is very
Hamilton's
theater.
chasing Mercutio and a plague on both your houses, and you go down and you got the sword under the arm. Oh my God. I'm sorry. That moment, that just like, yeah, that took me out of it for a moment.
1977. Could they have done it?
Yes, they could have done it
Maybe
differently.
differently.
Yes,
Yeah.
they could have. For one thing, the camera could have been on the other side.
Yes.
Maybe. So it didn't look so obvious.
But the worst thing, they could have quickly even dropped to the ground. No, I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold on
Exactly.
to it.
Or he could have pulled it out. He could have stabbed him and pulled it out real fast.
Yeah.
Instead of
But that's
doing.
it. It was a
I know
he
it
was on a super
low
low budget, yes.
I know.
But it still makes you go, oh, okay, let's things. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay because it moves.
It's
It
okay.
moves on quick. It moves in a movie moves fast enough that we don't actually have to care. And then we get kind of now this is it a colonel or general? I can't remember. Whoever he's gone into a officer's room where in the area to find out if anybody knows him. I like it. Like if anybody's like put their head down, and then of course the Armin. Yes, I've heard of him like that. So he's a bit naive, or he's trying to um, get points with the general. Let's
I
say
don't
that.
know, but like, I have a feeling that, Feraud must have been like this his entire life. So if you even
Yes,
know a little bit
he's got a
about him, you know to
reputation.
stay the heck away from this
Mm.
crazy nut job. So naive, yes, for Joubert. I don't think he's trying to score points. I don't know. I don't think he's thinking very
Yeah, it is. But now we get
soundly.
our first fashion, I suppose, like that. Where the
Yes, wait.
fashions do change throughout this. Is it 15, 16 years of the time period that we're in? So this is the first fashion. I'm guessing he's cavalry. I think because of later of what he because he's what he does with the stable. So this is his cavalry outfit, I'm guessing, and they have like little pigtails, don't they? I don't know if that I'm
I
not
don't
historically if that was a
I was
thing.
gonna ask you
Maybe
about that.
no. I literally I didn't notice it when I like or remember it. So this time I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to look that up. It was that actually a fashion thing? Because then afterwards they do more of a ponytail kind of thing. But yeah, this one they have little
Could that be
yeah.
like to deal with the hair under a helmet or something?
I
Like, what would be
don't
the
know.
purpose of this?
It has to be just fashion, doesn't
It's
it? It
quite
just has to
odd.
be. They're French. that might say it all. Bloody French.
That's
Um,
the answer.
that's the
That's the
answer.
right
If you
answer.
don't understand, it's because they're French. But yeah, so he kicks off, go and find him and tell him to get back to his apartment, and he's under house arrest. So off he goes, and he goes to his house where it's not his missus, it's just he's kind of cleaner and a bit on the side.
That's what I'm
That
thinking. Yeah.
yeah, because he's
She puts up with him. He puts up with her, and
yeah,
she cleans his bloody clothes.
yes, and then but she says that yeah, he's with one of the madams.
Madame, whatever her name is.
Yeah, and this is and I always love this because this is I think throughout this movie this does a good play on this is Napoleon, and Napoleon was a corporal. We've got the 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 royalty all got their heads chopped off and everything like that, but it's still there's still a divide, rich and poor. They
Mhm.
know how to do it afterwards. So yeah, I think there's a bit of a back up that when we of um Federal. I believe I said
Feraud.
Feraud. I think he's got his back up because I think Armin is kind of in the middle of I suppose you want to call it old money, if you want to say that, and he's established himself in the new order. I think this also gets his back up, let's say that, but he's enjoying a little bit of opera, isn't he? Like a standalone things like that, and we have the Madame, who I'm guessing this is what he is trying to entertain. Let's say that his
Yeah.
reputation lets him into places that probably he doesn't normally get invited, but because he's a duelist, yes, I
Because they're
suppose it's like
lower ranked right now. I
yeah,
mean, as the movie progresses, we're gonna see that they rise in rank,
mm,
um, annoyingly equally, which is just coincidentally prevents them from, you know, one, ordering the other one around, so to speak. But I think Daryl mentioned it earlier, or no, AWOL did, about when the scenes begin, when they change settings, that they kind of either focus on a table or some fruit or a person that is perfectly lit. It's like this painting
mm,
from the perspective, the lighting and the cinematography really makes every scene look like I mean, just look at the one you captured there. That looks like a painting. And
yes,
that's, the entire
yeah. I do
film is like that.
I like how it's probably also due to budget constraints, but the lighting is it feels like the age, if that makes sense. Like you get some like is too many candles, too much light, and you got to think of,
Yeah.
this is the time period it was. It's going to be dull. It's going to be
Yep.
stuffy. It's going to be
Days
tight.
shorter.
And
Yep.
then and then of course when he goes into the outside, it's big expanse, but it's still a bit, there's mists and it's not always pleasant. And I like that enough. It's especially it's supposed to be during a war, and I like that kind of the lighting angle it always gave us. And everything feels, I hate to say, everything feels a bit, especially like wet, if that makes sense. It always just, everything feels a bit wet, in good clean, and just a bit wet. Everything's damp, so I like that.
So I should have said this earlier, but for us Americans, for we Americans who don't really study the Napoleonic Wars or this era at all, because there was other stuff going on over here. So when we're studying this time period, we're really concentrating on the beginning of our nation. So this is, as you mentioned, the monarchy has been disposed of at this
Due to the
point.
Americans, bloody hell.
Sort of. Not really. And then Napoleon is, rising in power. And so to your point, the aristocracy also, many of them have lost their heads or lost their fortunes. But who are the wealthy now? Is it the landowners? Is it how?
It's
Like,
literally
who
it's
are
the
these?
ones who kind of swayed it. So when that was kind of happening, there was a take sides quick, and if you were
Those who
clever,
are on the right side. Okay.
yeah, the right side, there was very hardly any in history that, except for Napoleon and the kind of the warmongering ones, that kind of got up there.
So a lot
Everybody
of the
else kind of,
generals, the generals'
yeah,
families, the generals' friends.
yeah. So it was like that. Very much the peasants' revolt. I'm guessing you call it is. They still were peasants. There was no change, really. And then it was the French trying to build up their empire, and
That
so
helps
after
us
that,
because it also helps later in the film
mm,
when the perception is that the Feraud character is accusing Joubert of being a traitor to Napoleon because he's going to stay loyal at the point where Napoleon is exiled. And, you definitely have to take side then. Is he going to come back or is he not going to come back? And he came back, but then he lost again. So then he was gone for good. And
hey Jay,
for anyone to hey Jay, for anyone to survive that back and forth, talk about
yes, you've got to, especially if if you've probably got a head that I think it is like the head of the family, probably is like
yeah,
no, you've got no,
keep your mouth
we're
shut.
going that way, we're going that way, we're going that way. So you would have gone probably family ties as well, and and especially with the bankrolling of what you would think, especially across the continent of like the English, I suppose, like this time, would be bankrolling. A lot of it, you'd be like, well, what, we got the English, if anything goes wrong, we always can jump ship and all that, and the Prussians and all that. So you've got a little bit of hope. Yeah. So sorry, Jay.
Hey,
how
Jay,
are you?
sorry, we were just talking French politics.
Good. Yeah,
don't worry, Jay's not Jay.
The day really got away from me today, so
that's fine.
Happy to be here though.
Yeah, Jay's not here. Don't worry, she's not having a go at you for your review for last time.
Oh, thank God, thank God.
But we're hardly. That's it. We're hardly in the movie. We've just got the first duel out of the nephew of Strasbourg, the mayor,
right,
and then him at this lady's place. So we've just seen Feraud. So he's been kind of charged with house arrest.
Perfect.
So that's it. So yeah. But then of course
the perceived slight. This is how it all begins.
Now,
insults him in front of one of those ladies.
Just,
okay.
Better YouTube friendly term.
Yes. But that is it. It's literally instead of I've got say, but he does it very tactful. Like he gets him out and he's like, I've got a order from the general. So he takes him out of the room, and that is when he kind of thinks, yes, you're under house arrest. For what? And I love it. He's like, for what? Like, what could have happened?
What did I do?
You did Duellists Small, and he's like, yes, of course I did. And he's just like that blase kind of, yeah, that's what I do. I mean, you like people know I do that, and it's he's a blase contempt, and he's like, his mannerism is like, what's wrong with that? And then he's like, well, it's a bit, you've just killed a man. I'm guessing he died.
No, he's hanging on by a thread.
He's
and
hanging
it's
on
not
for a
good.
thread, is it?
Yeah.
But he's the mayor.
Yeah,
of
they
Strasbourg,
never do circle back to say whether or not he made it, do they?
No.
Yeah, I don't know, but he was hanging
no.
on by a thread, which was it sounded like it was
Yeah,
even worse
didn't
because he
seem
was
likely.
in terrible pain. Yeah.
Right.
No, but he's just but he doesn't get like the political things. We're in their place, like that. I'm guessing this is, a very, this would be very strategic if you, because it's an old, like I said, go back there. Oh, sorry, history, because I've been there. It's rings, like the Romans did it as like a rings, so it's got like bridges and
cool.
really good. So it's got like, it would have faults. I'm guessing at this time, still there. But the Romans loved it because it was very hard to get across, like into, so very easily defendable. But it had access, of course, to the east and the west of Europe. So it's a very strategic place. So I'm guessing, to keep the mayor happy is a political gain to keep the locals happy, and then you have like this idiot.
He just goes on his primal instincts. That's it.
Yes, just like that. And we don't even know what the duel was about at this point. It's just like
I barely know what the ensuing duels are about. I'm not even sure what the offense is here.
We're going to talk about this.
This is it. And it's I did put it up in chat. And this is kind of it. So we get them going, and this is where he kind of a misplaced word about Napoleon, like, and he goes, what has Napoleon got to do with it? And he's just like, all he's doing is, I'm the messenger, I'm escorting you back. Look, I've got no quarrel with you at this point. And he's just literally just taking him back until they get to his house or where he's living. And he just then, I'm going to be an arse like that. And it's literally, he out of nowhere, he just becomes this, I don't even
animal.
He's just like, you're to blame. He throws down his gloves, doesn't he? It's like this, like, you have insulted me. And you're like, well, I've been trying very hard not to insult you.
I did actually appreciate that line. It's something like, I'm using all my patience not to insult you, or something to that effect.
But of course, we've got a man of honor. Oh, sorry, a man of honor, and this absolute, like, bloodlust. I don't know what it is. It's madam. It's madam. I'm going to say that because there's no need to escalate it into a duel, at least. And that is a kind of, at the point, is like he dishes out insult to insult until he's like, he tries to leave. No, you're not leaving. Let's duel outside into the garden. And we have our first encounter of the duel. And I will end the poll here. And 25% if you got it right. It's literally trivial. The quarrel is trivial, and that's the answer, because
it's like a mix of his own, just like, I think bloodlust honestly is a bit of it, because he seems to really enjoy dueling, plus a little bit of pride. I guess his pride's hurt by the way he was approached at this madam's establishment. That's the best I can come up with, because otherwise he's just kind of a psychopath.
Exactly.
I think it's also that he likes the fame. I think he's good at dueling.
Well, yeah, that goes in with the pride as well. The pride of the duel and winning the duels and all that. That's kind of all wrapped up in it.
So they got the first duel. That's it. This is a good duel. Like, doing it with sabers. This is literally in like the it's you can see they've had some choreography, and I think Sandy, our last one, this is one of the stated as one of the best choreographer.
It was on those lists. But I'm thinking The Princess Bride was better. That's just me.
Oh,
and again,
so I actually thought these sword fights were a lot better, to be honest with you.
This is more. This seems more. where you have more
Very
skill,
primal.
I suppose, in the print that you have that. This is like, especially with one of the latest ones when they're absolutely shattered, and you're like, yeah, that's what it is. And these, like, if you ever had like anybody held a real sword, especially a saber, they are heavy beasts. You know, they're like for on horseback normally, and you're there with one swing, and that's to take them out. You wouldn't really want to duel with them. These aren't dueling swords. These are, we're here to butcher you, and it's like that. So I do like it how they're two-handed. They got to do it to get some swing. Even when they're absolutely, they're trying to give their, I suppose, fighting stance, but they're struggling to lift it after a while.
And I think the word Sandy uses is actually perfect, primal, because it does feel like these devolve a little bit at times. It goes from, the fencing we saw in the first one to just kind of like, and as we see later on too, the one that happens inside that little building that we'll get to, it becomes very much just like a street fight, like some shoving and punching and throwing and all that. It does kind of devolve from what you would imagine is kind of a more elegant style of sword fighting to just, I'm taking you out any way that I possibly can here.
That's right.
It made it feel just a little bit, I think, more authentic for me.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, where there's more, it's the fantasy element, I suppose, into the Princess Bride,
right? With more like a dance and a choreography and that versus like, no, I want to end you, you want to end me. That's what the end game is here.
Yeah. So yeah, he's it ends really him knocking her, but he's misses or part on the side, scratches, scratches him on the face, and this is where, well, he goes back to what's his name in real life? He's
I don't know, but he looks super familiar.
Tom Conti.
That's is it Tom Conti? Yes, Tom Conti. Yeah. He's a very British actor. Let's say that. But yeah, he's what is he, a colonel? I don't know what he is at this point, but he's very, hello, how are you? And he's like playing his flute or whatever. Yeah. He's very and he's very, I will bring calm to the moment of like that. But even when he hears what happened and he hears who he dueled, he's like, oh, that's not good. You can just get it from the facial expression. Like, what did you do?
He's a nut.
Absolutely do. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but he gets pulled up, of course, to the general. There you go, Sandy. You can
tell by the sideburns.
You can. Oh my God! So Sandy said in the credits was Pete Postlethwaite, and when I was like, I didn't see him, and he's the barber.
The barber.
I love that. Oh no, he's in shadow, I suppose, like that. But yeah, you can tell because he's got no chin, has he? He's got a very like we did.
It's definitely that profile with the sideburns. Yep.
Yes. There we go. And he played one of the most nastiest characters in a Napoleon War. I can't remember. Sandy, you watched Sharp, haven't you?
Yeah. Which one was he?
He's the nasty git he's the I think he's a staff or a sergeant major, a staff sergeant at least, and he can't get killed. And he's got an in with he's just a nasty
with
thing.
Sean Bean.
Like, he does,
when I watch Sharp. Sorry, it's just
he
Sean
does
Bean.
some. Yeah, he really, really nasty little arsehole.
I'll have to go back and watch.
But it's great how he dies. Is great.
Cool.
But he's acting like he was a great actor.
It's been 10 years since I've seen Sharp, and it is time for a rewatch. Sean Bean in his prime is just amazing. I mean, he's still amazing now, but
I've never seen it. Is that one I should throw on the list?
Jay, it's a mini series. It's a series of mini series. Is based on some awesome books. But Sharp's rifles, Sharp's yes, Sharp.
Oh, who's the author? Oh, he did that one.
Oh,
there was. There was a Netflix series that Vikings, The Last Kingdom. That's it. Come on, chat. Before Sandy gets there, Bernard something.
You mean Bernard?
Bernard. Damn you.
It's not coming up. Who wrote?
He did The Last Kingdom and he wrote The Last Kingdom and Sharp books.
I'm familiar with The Last Kingdom from scrolling past it on Netflix, but
Yeah.
I've never actually seen it.
I'll do that series. It's great. It's
Yeah,
great.
good.
It's
Okay.
just close, very slow, then you get hooked. It's like the
Okay.
same as Sharp. But Sharp is like, I would
All
say
that's
Sharp.
coming up is Sean Bean, and he didn't write it. We know that.
But Cromwell. Cornwall, maybe. 1 and 2. I can't remember. Can it bug me? But yeah, Sharp is great. Sharp is, I don't like, you had probably in a year, they did like 2 or 3, but they're like, they were like mini movies. I suppose like you would have like a 70-minute or 80-minute like program of like Napoleon like era. And then, you go through that. And then they did some little bit later, they went to India. What is incorrect time-wise, because the books start in India and then go to...
Bernard Cornwell. Yes. Okay, there it is. Why did it take so long to find that? I kept getting the writers of the shows.
I got there. Good. But...
I know, but because there's so many. It's Sharp's Rifles, Sharp's Eagle Company, Enemy, Honor, Gold, Battle, Sword Regiment, Siege, Mission, Revenge, Justice, Waterloo, Challenge, and Peril. 16 Sharps.
Wow. Waterloo. If you watch the whole series, Waterloo is so upsetting. It's so great. It's one of the top TV moments. You're like, oh, like when you see a Game of Thrones moment, Waterloo is one of those. That's Brits who sort of
15 years, 16 series over 15 years from 1993 to 2008. God bless Sean Bean.
Wow. He was in all of them?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
he starts up as a in the TV series. He starts off as I think he's just a sergeant, and then he gets promoted. Works his way up.
He's in every single series. Brian Cox is in the first 2. Dara O'Malley is in all of it. Hugh Fraser is sporadically throughout. Pete Postlethwaite is in series 3 and 4. I mean, it's just a who's who of everything. It's so good.
You'll see actors that are bigger than Daniel Craig's in it at one point.
Oh, no kidding.
There you have British actors that you'd be like, oh, they're like A-listers now. In one series, in one episode, I suppose you want to call it, that is bigger than Sean Bean now, but they were like really young, and they were like, yes, let's do that. So it's quite good. But I
just remember the one with Julian Fellows in it. Remember he played some kind of a major or a colonel. I think he was in the very beginning.
Julian you get to see
as in down, our guy.
You get to see Elizabeth Hurley's breasts if you're interested.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Elizabeth Hurley. Ian McNeice is in it. We've got it's just everybody who's everybody. But really, Jay, you'll love it. You'll absolutely. Mark Strong is in it. Oh, gotta love Mark Strong.
I'll watch anything with Sean Bean, so I'm in.
Yeah. Oh, you'll love it. Yeah. And he doesn't die, unfortunately, in this.
Not at the end of the first season.
He dies in movies.
Because he survives all the way. That's why he dies everywhere else.
Yes, probably.
It's because of Sharp.
Fair enough.
Do you know that the fun thing is the casting was incorrect? So of course he's from Yorkshire, so he's got a very Yorkshire accent.
He's got the wrong accent. Yeah.
He's supposed to be from London.
Yeah.
In the book, he was London, but the author wrote books after it, loved the portrayal of Sean Bean, and then added in, why does he have a Yorkshire accent? But he's still from London, but he moved there when he was young.
He moved there when he was younger. So it was easy.
So he actually changed it because he loved Sean Bean.
Because of Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. And I was like, that is great. So yeah, I think he's still doing them not so long ago. I don't think they caught up. But that's one I always like. I love Sean Bean to it, but I can imagine Sharp in an epic scale. Oh, that'd been great. But you could de-age people these days. You could de-age people, couldn't you? It'd be great.
Wouldn't it be great, like if he just came back at, I don't know, whatever war it would be when he's an old sage general, what, I don't know if we can figure that out, but wow, that would be amazing. Bernard Cornwell is still alive.
He's still writing, yeah.
And writing.
Yeah, we're coming up. Yeah, he's done some great ones. There's because his main ones is this, like Sharp, Napoleonic, the Viking one, and he did. I'm sure he did a King Arthur one as well.
There's one called The Grail Quest.
Yeah, King Arthur. Yeah, that must be
The
the one.
Warlord Chronicles, The Grail Quest.
That's it.
The Saxon Stories.
That's the one that's on Netflix.
And he did a series on the American Civil War called The Starbuck Chronicles, following the adventures of Boston-born Nathaniel Starbuck during his service in the Confederate Army. How did that happen? Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, there you go. There might be a lineage there, Jay. You never know. I wasn't a blue coat. I was a grey coat.
I denounce that.
But anyway, Pete Postlethwaite. Anyway, we got off that.
Look how we got on a tangent with how did we get to Sean Bean? Okay.
There we go. Definitely now on the wheel is going to pick in the name of my father because he's in that.
Or The Martian. With Sean Bean. Yeah, The Martian.
Pete Postlethwaite.
Yeah.
He's in the name of father.
Sean Bean's in The Martian.
Okay, yeah, good one. But yeah, so he gets a telling off, a very rude telling off of like, what were you doing? You are well respected, and I had great things to hear of you. Let's say that. Yeah, and he tries to defend himself, but yeah, like he just has to take it, and then we kind of get a little. I do like the dialogue because then we get back to. Well, apparently he's a doctor. I just saw that. So apparently he's a doctor. Of him just having a chat about it, aren't they? They're like, yeah, he's he will he will try and kill you, and he's like, you've just got to avoid him. He's like his mate here, who he's like, I'm guessing he's rooming with, is kind of the sense of reason. Just like really honestly, just walk away. You don't actually have to duel. You might like have a bit of dishonor, but does anybody care? We're at war. Whereas you can tell, like Armand is very honorable. If I get called out, I will get called out, and I will have to honor myself. Like that it's a very, I suppose now, a very unreasonable claim where you can just go, no,
loses me again.
Yeah. I just want to no, F you. You had your thing. You're a silly idiot. Go away like that, and that's what he should do, but he doesn't.
But it's that whole death before dishonor, like attitude, and which is fine when the death is meaningful. But this is, I don't know.
Yeah,
I have difficulty understanding the motivation. Other than he's crazy.
Different time, isn't it?
He's insane.
Yeah,
I know.
But now we get our first. Augsburg, Germany is now, so I'm guessing it's still this point. So we're now 1801. So we jumped 1 year, and we get to see Harvey Keitel's. They're in their unit, I suppose you want to call it, doing what? Yeah, boredom, betting on arm wrestling. So we get that, but then at this point he tells his second, doesn't he? Do you remember that lieutenant? And he just nods and he goes, yeah, because he's going to call him out. So can you call him out? Because he's in the area. And again, so this has been like a year and it's played on his brain, because he didn't get a real duel. So he needs a real one. So he's going to call him out. Where they're walking on, his second is pinning it down, where we get to see, I don't know what you would call her. Like just
hanger on.
She's not. Yeah, she is.
She's
like,
on.
yeah, she is. She's not she's not a prostitute, but she's like
camp girl.
She's been around. Yeah, and she's who's the best for me? Who's going to keep me fed, warm, and safe? But I will have to do. That's it. But I believe throughout this, she actually.
I can't think of it right now. What's the term for the girls who follow rock bands around?
Groupies.
Groupie. Yes, yeah. Groupie. Yes,
yeah,
groupie.
You do.
Military groupies. Yeah.
Yeah, you do get them. You absolutely. It's mad.
Kind of like that.
You get women who are hide in barracks, trying to get themselves pregnant for military men, because if you get yourself pregnant,
you get all the benefits.
You get all the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And it's mad. It's mad.
Yeah,
You're like,
not much different here, I don't believe.
It's not much different. And we can think about it like, okay, like, I don't know, in Bull Durham, like, what's the Susan Sarandon character? She just hangs around baseball players, or, you know, there's probably 100 other. Well, I live near the United States Naval Academy. There are young ladies who just hang around waiting for a gentleman in a nice uniform to walk by the bars in Annapolis. It just, it's just an opportunist, I think would be another word for it.
I'm sure there's endless terms for it.
Yes,
to be honest.
I'm trying to
we've got the polite terms.
We've used the nicest ones we can.
Yeah. That's it. I think actual Carradine is probably right, because it's just a camp follower. Probably,
essentially,
it's probably the correct term at that point. But look at that hair. Look at that. That's a good hair when he brings it down. That is something like that. And I always think of this because like nits must have been a problem, a lice or something, like because of the wigs. So you're not gonna like that is a good shampoo. Whatever he's using there, that is a good shampoo. Let's just say that. But he's they're just. Yeah, I think you can tell, like, because she denounces something like, denounces love with this ring or whatever.
I denounce love because I want you.
Yeah, and I think she actually does. She does love him in her way. And I think she doesn't realize that he's kind of upper class, kind of at this point in time, and she's beneath him really. So he just treats her as like, what you know, I can get something whilst I'm on the road.
I think you'll find he's beneath her in this scene. Sorry.
that is true.
This is one of the scenes I get why she's introduced. I think this bit really slowed down the movie just a little bit. Like it just like the music went a bit weird. Like you get like the rest of it is very similar. This bit, if you're gonna do a sex scene, do a sex scene. It's just a bit odd. It's not very good dialogue. It
just feels a little awkward between the two of them too. She is just a bit awkward in the dialogue, and maybe no, disrespect to the actress. Just it could have been dialogue. Honestly, the whole like denounce love thing and the ring thing. I don't know. It just kind of plays a little bit awkward and clunky.
Hey Tim, nice to see you. Yeah. I must say it now. I haven't said it for 47 minutes and 30 seconds.
Go on.
In the book. So this film is based on a short story of just 22 pages written by one of the greatest authors to ever live and one of my absolute favorites, Joseph Conrad, who wrote Heart of Darkness, which I had no idea he had written this until 2 days ago when I had said last week, I think I said, I'm not going to have time to read the book. But I went and looked it up 2 days ago just so I could have some notes and found that it was a short story and that I could read it quickly. And that it was written by Joseph Conrad. So I absolutely had to read it. And I must say it is a fantastic read. It is everything that Conrad is. He uses such an economy of words to paint beautiful pictures in his writing. And Heart of Darkness is a book I could read and listen to 1,000,000 times over. This short story is called The Duel, not The Duellists. And you really understand inside the mind of Joubert, which I think is what's missing from this film. Like, I kind of have to assume that Feraud is just a nut job, but I can't really understand the motivations of Joubert except from the book. And I watched the film before I read the book. I'm kind of glad I did in that order. Because the book then filled in a lot of the missing pieces. And where you're understanding his motivation as a person, he is someone who is looking for love. He is looking at the end of a long, successful military career. He wants nothing more than to settle down with a wife and have a family. And you know this in the story. And what is preventing him, and you see it in the book when he sends her away. This is Adele. When he this is not Adele. Whoever this, Christine, whichever one this is, when he sends her away, and then when he's kind of doubtful about marrying, I think the other girl is Adele.
Yeah, it's Laura, isn't it? I think this is
Laura, yes. When he sends her
Mhm.
away, it's not because he doesn't love her. He actually does love her at that point. It's because he's got Harvey Keitel after him. And he says in the book that he could never find love while death was awaiting him, whether it be in war or because this guy's chasing him. At the end of the book, when it's resolved, is the only point in time that he can find love in the gal that he eventually marries. So the timing is a little different, but like without understanding that about him in this film, this scene and then later the scene with his sister setting him up, they don't click because I don't think you get any affection from him. I don't know what his motivation is at all, whether it's his military career or family life. I don't get that from the film at all.
No,
It just confuses me. Yeah.
They're both kind of just bumping along through life, aren't they? But then unfortunately, there's a war, and they stumble upon each other. Let's say that the best way.
And it's just the film is so focused for an hour and 45 minutes on these events when these two people meet and duel, and they're always at the same rank, and they're progressing through the same campaigns together, and fate just keeps bringing them together. And yet a short story of 22 pages, in my account, actually tells a better story. So I'll leave it there for now. But this is the part that really made me see the stark differences between the short story and the film.
Yeah. But from there, we get on. And this is where you can see his cavalry background, but he's being, of course, chased down whilst he's going through the points of his number. Feraud's number 2. I don't think you ever find out his name, do you? He's just
not that I can think of.
I don't, because he doesn't really talk.
He's big ugly guy. He's just when I was watching the film, I'm like, his second is big ugly guy.
Yeah, but he just so he calls him out. He's like, "Do you is your lieutenant?" And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Yeah, we can get called out again." So yeah, it's duels at day whatever. So we have now he's a little bit of practice dueling before the duel. And then this is the first one. This is when they actually are using fencing duels, though, like fencing swords, aren't they? On this point, they're not using sabers. So yeah, they turn up and they're all ready to go. And I do like it when they're ready. Pause. I've got a bit of a sniffle. And they go back. I love it. But again, it's just showing they are gentlemen, I suppose, like that, because they are officers. They are like, it's not just brutal attack, go, done. It's like, hold it, I'm not ready, and you have to stand back. And he's a bit annoyed at it, and he's like, thrusting his sword, but like, yeah, it's I do like that kind of like, no, we have to be gentlemen about it. It's like them you get the times of wars, don't you? When does war start? Only at 10 past the hour. We can't do the artillery until 10 past the hour.
And everybody get into line.
God, that was in the Napoleon film too. Now you're taking me back to that film again. What time do we expect the war?
Loads of it, isn't it? It's just like,
what do you mean? What time do you expect the war? Good grief.
Yes, where we have a set time. You can't do anything like that. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, but yeah, they duel, and it's quickly over. This one, he gets him very good and proper. Yeesh. Yeah, like
can he go on? Can he finish? No, he can't. He's too interesting.
And as Galador said, "La," I don't know what "la" means in French. I'm guessing it means kind of like just annoyance. But yeah, "la." And he drops down, and it's can he get? And it's and I love that because he's blatantly he's in a bad state, but can he carry on?
No, good God, no.
Yeah. But like again, it's the gentlemanly thing because he drops his sword and he actually picks his sword up and gives it back to like he's second. It's all that like kind of, even though it's what is going on with these two, and it's like, but they're still acting as gentlemen.
That's another reason why you all lost the revolution. I know this is France and not England, but like we don't abide by any of these rules. we do street rules. These rules do not apply. It's hard to comprehend.
Well, we
really
do get
is.
1812 then, so we might have to talk about the 1812 war.
Yeah, but most of the
we're
generals
not
on
worried
our
about
side.
that one.
Well, only the White House will worry because we burned it down.
You did, but most of the generals on our side were actually still British. We weren't fully American.
Yeah, and all the ones on our side were Scottish and
That's
from
true.
Dutch. There we go. That's why
we had some Germans though on our side, and we had Lafayette.
Well, that's the thing. We had mostly Dutch and Scottish officers with German mercenaries.
Yeah,
what is going on there? It just
we had Casimir.
We had more to deal
Pulaski.
with in France. Let's say that at the time.
We had Casimir Pulaski, the Pole. We had Lafayette, Marquis de Lafayette. And then the Civil War, we imported a lot of Germans, but they didn't work out very well. Franz Siegel, don't get me started on him. He almost got my great-great-great-grandfather killed. They were very good at tactics on paper, but again, didn't understand the American terrain. Sorry, let's go back to this war. Let's go back about 60 years. Let's rewind 60 years.
Apparently, Jay's historical, their general was called Forrest on the Greys. But yeah, this is So yeah, can you carry on? No, he can't. He gets angry. I love it. Like like that. So yeah, it's a thing. But now I'm guessing because he's got a cold. Now he's got an injury. He blatantly has very fever-like symptoms. But this bit, because he does. But they should have made him go near enough to death doors, because that kind of injury back then could have been fatal just because of the disease.
Infection. Yeah. And here's another scene that looks like a painting, right? It's lit but like a painting. And it reminds you of that painting of, what's his name? Marat? Is it Marat who's, died in the bath during the terror? And there's the lighting, the color palette that was used, all these beiges and grays, just obviously purposefully set like this.
But yeah, so he survived. Like she's taking care of him at this point. So she's, I'm guessing this is months later or whatever it is from the recovery. We don't really have that time scale. We did just have the next scene in this.
It would have to be.
Yeah, but yeah, they're having their croissants and whatever.
Of course. What else would they have?
Have some jam.
I still remember like in Paris last time, it was cold, but they like the butter and coffee. I still don't get butter and coffee. Sorry, I don't get it.
Butter in coffee?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, just coffee and butter. Oh, you do? Yes.
No.
It's a very. You didn't know. I just thought this was the
I've never heard of such a thing.
They have I suppose like a small flat white, but no milk. So it would just be like, I suppose like your Americana.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put butter in it.
I can't remember. Yeah. And then because when it's really cold, they do it like in Scandinavia. They have like bacon, butter, and chocolate. And it's just there to fuel them up. But in in Paris, yeah, they would just. I mean, but it wasn't like a little bit of butter. This guy put a whole block once. Everybody else would put a little bit of butter in it, but this guy put a block, and it just watched it just dissolve. And I mean, a block, it had to be like that big. It was like
that's
evil,
wild.
and I was just like that. And I just watched this old. He was like in his he must have been like, fair play to him. He was the most Parisian guy I've ever seen, but he was in his 80s, had his little walking cane, his hat, like grey, like that, with his little ruffle. And I was like that, but yeah, it was hot. And I was just like watching him, just in amazement of like, oh, you going to drink that? Like that. Waited till it mold, stirred it, whacked it down. I was like, that is revolting. And like the worst thing is, it might taste. I've never tried it. It might be good, but literally, I'm not gonna.
I guess if you put like milk and cream, it's all dairy. So it was something. Well, I'm just trying to make the connection of why butter. I don't know. That's
I put this quote that my grand-mère, who my one French, well, she's my step grandmother, but from France, and her family escaped during World War I, and she was trained as a chef, and her thing was, there is nothing that cannot There's nothing that cannot be improved with bacon, butter, chocolate, or cheese. Basically, anything you cook, you can make it better with bacon, butter, chocolate, or cheese. Now, think about that. That woman was correct.
I mean, food-wise, I would agree with a lot of that. Drink-wise, especially coffee, that's kind of where I draw the line.
Now, I will say, if you go to Universal Studios...
cheese drink? I don't know if I've ever had a cheesy drink. Oh, that'd be bad.
If you go to Universal Studios and you go to the Harry Potter in the Diagon Alley and you get butterbeer, it is really good. It sounds disgusting. It's basically a toffee-flavored Slurpee.
But that's okay because it's got sugar then, hasn't it?
It's like good. My daughter got it, and I was like,
it's got to be like a bit like having a bit like something hot on it. It's got to be like more like a lardy taste, doesn't it? Like just like you just eating some lard.
There's nothing that there's nothing alcoholic about it. She got, and she was like, "Oh, this is great," and I'm like, "Ugh. Okay, let me have it." It's good. It's super sweet though, but yeah, it's like a toffee flavored, kind of like a frappuccino, but toffee buttery flavor, but really good. It was good.
I've always pictured that to taste like, because when I went to Universal, I unfortunately wasn't able to get one because the place was just jam packed.
Oh yeah.
But I've always pictured, I don't know if you have these over in the UK, but Sandy, you'll probably know. You know those little orange butterscotch candies?
Yes.
That's kind of what I always figured butterbeer would taste like. And I used to love those as a kid. I probably like butterbeer.
You would. You will. So when Nerd Takes Junior is old enough, or even before he's old enough, just go. Yeah, definitely do that and get the butterbeer. Now we've gone on to Harry Potter.
Well, there we go. That's today's.
We were on Sharps for a little while. Now we're in Harry Potter, butterbeer, gross drinks.
There we go. But yeah, from the table settings, his friend looks out the window and is like, "Oh no," because he notes he's number 2. Now I'm sure if he didn't look, the guy wouldn't have paid attention because he just looked so much.
He looked straight at him.
He looked straight at him, and he's just like, "Yeah, there you go, got him." And this is where she kind of takes the kind of next bit of role. She's a bit angry.
Oh yeah.
She goes and confronts him. In a very forceful way, and just calling him what everybody's thinking when you're watching the movie. You need that kind of woman to go, "Stop! What are you doing?" like that. But of course, they just no.
And we talk sense.
Men are men. We don't care about it. And they kind of just laugh in her face, even though she's completely right. What she's saying is like, you're kind of, in modern terms, you're an idiot.
You're a nutter, as you guys say. Yeah.
So but I say the movie's too short for her to be such an involvement in the dialogue to make a point, because really it is about these two, unfortunately. So when she does come into screen, even when she has the very soon the tarot cards, doesn't she? Like, he ignores her things. He's having training of this guy that we only see once, so he's a non-gentleman. I'm guessing he's a sergeant of some kind, but he's kind of training him. But we don't really see much of the training. We just get him just shouting like, he's you've always got to mind your guard. Really, that's it. This would have been good. This literally having 5 minutes of him retraining because of his injury or something like that. It would have been quite interesting, but we didn't see that, unfortunately. But then we get her back at a tarot reader. Now
Liz Smith. Yeah.
She's in everything.
She's in everything.
Everything British.
I know her from Vicar of Dibley, but I'm sure she's been in a lot of other things.
Oh, it's like the as you like the murder mystery Sunday morning British ones. She's definitely in one of those. Like,
all of it. She's probably in more than one. I bet she's in a Miss Marple. I'm sure she's in a
100%.
Oh, she's the grandmother in the Johnny Depp version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She's one of the grandmothers. When they're all in the bed together.
Yeah.
She just
Weirdly
died.
enough, I don't hate that movie. It's not good, but I don't hate it.
I don't either. She died in 2016 at the ripe old age of 95. God
Oh,
bless her.
goodness.
And she worked until 2014. She worked until
Wow.
she was
Wow, God bless her.
93 years old. And
See, I like that. Is when they do it. That is like, because she was never a star. She
yeah,
wasn't, but she was always there, and she's always like the characters you see her in is always lovable. That is just, you know what? I enjoy getting up and I enjoy doing my job. That is one of that,
that's it.
because yeah, like, you know, either it's on the theater or on TV. You know, she must have just bloody enjoyed it. So yeah, fair play to her. But yeah,
She was
she
in
won, and like,
Wallace and Gromit.
I will always see her face and like, oh, but I would never. Unfortunately, remember the name unless I looked it up.
Yep, she was in Wallace and Gromit. She was in Lovejoy. She was in Young Indiana Jones. She was in a bit of Fry and Laurie. Oh, she was like kind of recurring on a bit of Fry and Laurie. I love a bit of Fry and Laurie. She was in, yeah, just so many of those murder mysteries. She was in A Christmas Carol. She was in, this is one I've heard of, but I don't know what it is. Fanny Hill, but I don't know what it is. She was in The French Lieutenant's Woman, the film. She was in Nicholas Nickleby, and then all of those all of the what we would call masterpiece theater kinds. David Copperfield, Nicholas Nickleby, everything related to Charles Dickens, obviously. And then, yes, some Shakespeare in her background as well. God bless. Wow. Liz Smith.
But in this one, she's very small part. It's literally, she's just there to give a warning. If, yeah, you're the women between two men, but you would have to go your own path. It's like that. They have their path, and yeah, you have to go like that. So this is really the point of, like, she knows, well, he's not going to change, I'm guessing, because the seer has said so. So we get back, and she's doing some kind of makeup on the things that I and she writes on that. I can't my French. I'm guessing it's supposed to be French. Anybody?
What are the letters?
It looks like G-O.
Oh, I thought it said goodbye. I didn't
Goodbye.
even consider that it
Yeah,
would have been
it's
in French. I
goodbye.
thought it was
Was
just
it
goodbye
goodbye?
in English, right?
It's goodbye.
Oh, it is. Oh, bloody hell, it is.
Were you reading upside down?
I was like, no, because my brain went, well, it must be French. My dyslexia didn't go, just read it in English, you idiot.
Fair enough.
Goodbye.
So
With
I was like,
lipstick on a
good.
sword.
But I was reading it. I was like trying to do it. Like, my brain just went proper dyslexic. It was just like, okay, it's French. Read it like a French person. Good.
Good in the BA.
Oh my god, I feel like a right pillock. And I will take that. I would take that L, and I'm going to own it for my dyslexia cousins. There we go. There we go. Great. Anyway,
You know, but
goodbye.
usually I think, like, nowadays, not nowadays, probably way back when, like in the 50s and 60s, the trope of leaving a message in lipstick on the bathroom mirror, that was a thing. Like, I'm out of here, goodbye, whatever. That was a thing. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that was a thing. Not that I ever did that, but it was a thing.
She did. Chat. She has.
No, I wouldn't, because I'm a nut about windows and mirrors. Like, I have more Windex in my
So in
house.
other words, you would write it, then come back afterwards, apologize, and clean it.
Yes. Do y'all have Windex over there? The blue window cleaner? I have the gallons. Like, I have 2 gallons for all the refills, because we have them on every floor of the house, the little bottles.
Well, my windows need cleaning soon, so there you go. So
it's a thing. Like, it's a hobby.
But from the movie, now we get another saber fight. Why sabers? I don't know why sabers again. What a brutal fight.
And we join it halfway through.
Yeah.
I mean, we join and they're already bloodied up and sweaty, and they've been going at it. And they've got an audience wherever this is. Like, they've got people in the windows watching this happen.
Yeah. It's I like this, and I think, like, I think this is a very good fight, because it's when you say you're halfway through it, but it's just, you can imagine they've been going probably like maybe 10-15 minutes trying to swing from that, and they're like, I'm guessing most duels were over and done within like a couple of minutes. this has been they've been going ages and ages, and then they're carrying on, just swinging. They're like, you can tell they can't really pick up the sword that well, like to thrust it. They're just swinging. Like the momentum is not, it's just in their body. If I can swing, I'm going with the sword. That's it. And then the bit when he cuts his arm, like whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
That's good. That
is
kind
of flapping around there too. It's kind of gross.
It's like, oh god, but that's what it probably like.
Well,
sword fight, yeah,
right, and that's why I kind of like these sword fights. This was a perfect example of what Sandy said earlier, where it becomes primal. It devolves from the, sneezing and giving each other breaks so they can sneeze. This is like the gentleman stuff's out the window. We've done this too many times. This is a total brawl, and I mean, you have to imagine authentically when you get a good swipe, that's going to be kind of what the end result looks like. Skin and parts flapping around in ways that they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I do like it because it is literally, no, we're not here to, at this point, they're not there to duel. They're not having a gentleman's duel. We're killing each other. Yep. We're here to kill each other. If I get hit, you're dead. And that's it. And then, that just a bit flaps off. But I do like that they completely just go into a brawl and they just on the floor completely knackered, and it's literally the people around. Yeah, we need to stop this. This can't carry on. So they kind of get to the point where like they get kind of dragged off each other by the people who are actually watching and going, this isn't a fight anymore. This is it's just a punch up. It's just two drunken guys having a punch up at this point, isn't it? And can't hit each other. So it's a good fight. It's brutal, but it's good. I do like it. And again, it's done by the lighting. The lighting coming through the windows, you can't really see much. You can see the blood has gone like brown, kind of like
it's
that.
Very
it's like
portrait again, like portrait like in terms of even just the setting of like a shot like this. I think it was AWOL who said like the scenes that start out looking like a painting, the camera draws back on this scene, and at this point everyone's moving in a little bit of slow motion because it looks like a painting. It looks like a snapshot.
But again, get called up to the general, and the general again is I'm pissed off with you like that.
Okay, now right here, I'm not going to say in the book.
Okay,
I'm going to say General Melchett. I'm going to say this has gone Blackadder for me with this character, Albert Finn, this general. He's
really
so detached from what these two knuckleheads are doing, or really, I don't know if it's because he cares about the honor thing. He doesn't care about, he was chastising him earlier, but now he's not. I don't know. He's coming off like the word I would use is dingbat, airhead. And it had and he kind of sort of looks a little bit like Stephen Fry a little bit, but I just got a bumbling general out of this. And even in the later scenes too, because he's not dealing with it. He needs to deal with this. And maybe it's because I'm American and they're French.
The narrator does in a way, because he sends him to France and him to Prussia, doesn't he? So he just deal with it by, let's move you away. We're not actually going to address the situation. The only way I can address it is literally, I'll send you that way and you go that way. Is literally that.
It's like separating two kids.
But I was like, when did generals actually become like actual generals? Like, most of the time,
actual leaders.
Leaders. Like a lot of the time, they're bulk commissions and all that, weren't they? Like so much back in the day.
Like Blackadder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's like most militaries at the time, if it's across the seas or like across the pond or on mainland Europe or even into East Asia, they were mostly, it was because of your stature, not because of you actually can do the job. It's.
Well, we do
this
different.
Look at what.
Country, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but not back
reason
then.
Number 600.
Not back then.
Yes, back then.
No.
Okay, not back then.
Not back then.
Bridging. I still would say that George Washington came from, quote, aristocracy, but laid really was a good leader, laid the groundwork for future,
because he was trained by the English.
To some extent, at least he brought the good things over with him. He brought the good things
Tea.
with him. Yes. Yes.
And freedom.
Freedom.
Well,
not to a certain point of people in the Americas.
No, we're getting there. Well, we laid the groundwork. Baby step. Baby stepping. Always forward. Always forward.
But now we get our biggest fight. This is now 5 year. This is our 5 year tide jump. I don't know where this is. Anybody?
I'm assuming France. Lubeck sounds French.
Yeah, I guess. I have no idea.
Lubeck.
Where is Lubeck?
Oh, Lubeck. There's nothing comes up
Sounded
with
French.
spelled like this. Lubeck. Oh, Germany. There you go.
Oh. I
I
guess that actually kind of makes sense.
Lubeck. Whereabouts in? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the map. So I'm just going to have a look whereabouts in Germany. We get a nice little place. It is okay. It's just the Hamburg region. So it's on the right on the coast. So it's literally north of Hamburg, going towards Denmark. There you go. So quite far over. But again, so we've got I love this because I've sadly said it. The narrator actually tells there is a change in fashion.
Yeah, I've never. That startled
fashion.
Me as much as the thing at the beginning, Jay. Right before you joined, and we were talking about the duel with the mayor's nephew. I said when I was watching this film, when he got struck, I said, "Oh God, he did the thing with the sword under the arm." Obviously,
yeah.
And that kind of took me out right away of the scene. And then here, when the narrator said, "And there's a change in fashion," I was like, maybe we could see the change in fashion without you telling us that there's a change in fashion. It was kind of odd.
Fair enough.
I'm guessing again that is budget constraints. It's like, how do we explain? We want to keep it correct, but we can't explain it. Narrator, like literally just quickly. And there's a change in military fashion.
It's funny because I kind of forgot there even was a narrator in this until you just mentioned it, because he kind of pops up very randomly for very, very weird parts like this, for example. So yeah.
5 years have gone by. Yeah, I would. It's kind of most needed when the large skips in time are taking place. And then again, for those of us in America who don't realize, what campaign was when, and we do kind of need that reminder of where we are in time, because again, we were a little bit preoccupied in starting our at this point in time, Thomas Jefferson is our president. I mean, that's wild to think. Lewis and Clark have just made it almost to the West Coast at this point in time, right? I mean, that's where we are. So when we're studying history, we're not, unfortunately, there's so little history taught at the high school and grade school level that it's generally focused on American history and definitely not European history at this time.
I suppose the Napoleonic Wars they're not very taught very like in depth, even in English, like schools, really much.
Yeah,
there is you have things on that, but apart from that, I'm guessing,
if I recall, but I don't remember like in depth learning about them.
No, you get like the major, you get the major parts and the major players, but the really depths of it, you don't really much. I'm guessing the French probably get it a hell of a lot more because they idolize Napoleon even to this day. It's the grand scheme of that war doesn't really get taught. It's just the players, let's say that, not the battles and all that. It's a shame because this is a very good, very interesting, not good, very interesting part. And I said that in the previous one. You've got, if you go back to the 7 Years' War and then go into this, that is a good, interesting period of the times and the shape of the world to come, I suppose you want to call it that. But we get his mate again at I'm guessing like a bar, a pub, whatever you want to call it, having the things, and he goes and he's instantly sit down. But I've something to tell you, got something interesting to tell you. Just sit down, because he knows now captain, isn't he? He's a captain, isn't he? Captain Feraud is behind him, and he even says,
he's behind you.
But I like it. He's like, well, I'm a captain. What rank is he? Because I'm guessing if he's still a lieutenant, he can go, stand by. Yeah, you know, like, know your place, like that. And it's just that moment. He can't actually get him to go, no, you can't order another like an officer of a different rank around. So yeah, it's that the bloody the same bloody rank again.
The same rank again.
Yeah. But of course, some drunken kind of fella notices him. Oh, you're that guy. And he's famous now because of dueling. Now he's had 3 survived. So he's got a bit of fame. And of course, the name gets shouted out and he gives the thing. Now I'm guessing when he does the 3, I didn't get that he gives 3 fingers across the breast. So I'm guessing that's him calling them out or something.
I thought it was like, here's our 3rd time. Is this our 3rd time or 4th? Would that be the 4th?
It's 4th. Maybe was it 4 fingers? I don't know. But yeah, he again calls him out.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was a dual thing. I don't know. But I do like it just across the breast, and like, yeah, it's good. But again, the fashion things, and this is where, of course, he's Laura kind of just she's had enough kind of things like that. If you do it again, you're doing it for the fame, the kind of the duelist. You're going to probably die. You know, it's him. She kind of says, really, in the rightful way, it's him or me. It's the duel on me.
What choice does he have? This is the thing. This guy's gonna come in. Okay, for all of his talk of honor, he's never gonna stop. So he's got to kill this guy because he's never gonna let him go. So I don't understand how she thinks he's got a choice. I don't know. I don't know what choice he had.
I guess she's just playing a bit of reason, but yeah, she's gone to his left, and this is where, you know, I forgot his name. I don't think they really say their name, but this is where he's like, just bloody kill him, you know. But this time, for the honor of the cavalry, you're gonna do it on horseback.
Now it's on horseback, and oh my word!
Well, he's worried now because I'm guessing, yeah, it's who swings. Like having a charge on a horseback with a saber. It's not, there's no skill. It's who hits first, really. And if you're lucky, you survive, and if you're lucky, you don't. And again, I do love that, like the approach. But these scenes, just when they're getting into position with all the trees and all that, it's beautiful, like really beautifully shot. Like it's very, very foggy, like misty, I suppose you want to call it. But just like they have their snapback, so I do like this. It's like they're ready to go. And they've gone back to, well, we just had a brutal battle, but they salute each other.
Yeah, again, follow the rules.
Yep, this is the rules, and we're doing this for the cavalry. Yep, and they charge, but this one we don't really see anything. We see moments of flashbacks of what's actually become before, because Armin is scared. This is the first time you see him scared. Like even like he can't grab the saber correctly at one point. He's literally cold and scared maybe, but he does actually look frightened because he even says, "I'm going to die for the honor of the cavalry." So yeah, but lucky enough for them, after they charge, we get the next bit of this time the injury has happened, not to him. And he's got a gash. Harvey Keitel's character has got a massive gash across his forehead. And the fight can't go on because he can't see, because he's got blood in his eyes. So again, after that, we get our next time jump to Russia, 1812. Don't know what else was happening there. See, having a fight on 2 fronts.
Never fight on 2 fronts. Never fight a land war in Russia. Period. Never.
Russia. Yeah.
I mean, they never learn.
But you don't do it in wintertime, do you?
You can't beat the weather. You can't beat Mother Nature. She wins all the time.
So we're in the hole of Russia, in wherever it is, going to be in Russia. Yeah, I'm guessing it's midwinter. This must have been brutal. I mean, I'll say, like, I've had, lucky enough, had Arctic warfare training, but with modern equipment. This stuff, like, must have been crap. Like, you can tell it's like, it's not gonna make any difference to the cold. It's like, it looks good, but it isn't correct all weather gear, let's say that. But we get some people, first of all, like, I'm guessing they're supposed to be frozen in the from the cold.
Oh yeah.
And we get more things. Everybody's huddling around, a little bit of fire, and just again, it's when you, like, this is based on a true story. This is just like, you're just out of luck, aren't you? You guys are like fated towards each other.
How is it in the entirety of the geography of Europe that these two keep running into each other?
Well, it's years later, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, again, they look up. He's just literally nearly freezing. There's a little fire. Everybody's surrounded around it. He looks up, and who does he see? Literally, it's one a minute. But then even this, like, I'm guessing with him picking up the two rifles, he's calling them out again. He's like, oh, literally, you're freezing to death near enough. It's, but you still have the strength to go, nope, I'm going to call you out one more time. But then morning arrives, and everybody, gets up from their dripped in snow. And who's coming with me? We've got the
Cossacks are coming.
Cossack, who's going to come? Who's going to come with me? And he gets a volunteer.
He's like, I will. Let's go.
So then, so off they go to track down that. I do like this one. Like, this picture here, like, it's literally, I'm going to call it a picture when you have that one when they're coming around.
And as Awol said, back to the gallery, like, these are paintings. These, these scenes are set like paintings.
But so we get what this guy was thinking he was doing, I don't know, because it like he's egging them on or whatever.
Showing on some hardtack. He's got food. I think what he's saying is like, okay, it made me think of the Sopranos episode with the Russian. Jay, I don't know if like the greatest Sopranos episode of all time is the episode called The Pine Barrens, where, the two mob guys, Christopher and Paulie, take a Russian out in the snow to have him dig his own grave and then to, eliminate him. And the Russian guy goes, "You stupid idiots. I am Russian. I grew up in Siberia. You think this New Jersey snow is going to bother me? Ha ha ha." And you never know whether, and long story short, he eludes them. He overtakes them and runs away. And you never know whether he's alive or dead. That's what this made me feel like. This guy's like, ha ha ha, you guys don't know how to deal in this weather. I was born here. What are you talking about?
It is amazing. Yeah, it's literally, look at you.
You're not even dressed correctly.
Like,
I got fur on.
Is that sorry, Jay back? He'd be right back apparently. So
I could go swimming in this weather. This is not bad weather.
But after they kind of go through a moment of, like, airing each other. This is they fight together, really. Well,
they fight together.
Their pistols kind of go off together, kind of things like that. But even to that, like, he tries to mend the situation. Look, we've just had a skirmish, or what if you want to call it.
Snaps.
And you want some snaps. He's like, and he just no. And he's like, he's kind of
but he says,
handing you
pistols next time.
Yeah. And he's just like, oh, so he's adamant. No, whatever comes or whatever goes, I'm going to kill you. Literally that. But then you realize at this point, and this must have been the frustration, is like, but over what? Literally, you could have just ended it. Just going, yeah, okay, yeah, well done. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we just move on from this situation. But like, even there, it's like so trivial when he still will not let it go. It's just like, oh, you absolute simpleton. Like, what are you doing? You have the moment of going, okay, we'll share a drink, and that'll be it. Nothing else has to be said, but you still play it. Yeah, pistols next time. But yeah. We get back, and I'm guessing, this is where we see he's frozen. Number 2 is literally
Yep.
So we don't see them actually. Just again, it's even that scene when they've dropped. It's just a picture in time. And then we have this is our biggest jump, and I don't know where Tours is. Let's have a look.
Oh, I think that's France.
Is that in France?
Right?
Gotta be France.
It
Yeah,
has to be France.
Tours. Probably pronounced completely wrong. Where is it? Tours is
There's a church. Our Lady of Tours is a church.
Is south west of Paris, just of Orleans. So,
Orléans.
Orleans. I don't know. But this is our biggest jump now, where we get kind of a happy family, because he's back home. He's injured somehow. Needs a cane, so we don't know how. Maybe frostbite. Maybe
frostbite.
Could be anything. But he's with his sister's house, who she is. You've got to get married. You've got to get to find a wife. So this period of now he's from when we first saw him, nearly 15 years time. He's prominent. Now we've still got. I think this is where my history.
He's a general now.
Yeah, so he's a general in the still Napoleon's army at this point, isn't he? Is it this? Yeah. Yes. Yes. At this point, Napoleon. Yes. 1914 is Napoleon still. Okay. So Napoleon, he's still in Napoleon army, and you can tell though he's of rich standard, because when we have this bit with the it will be an honor really of the guy to make him he's kind of riding boots.
Yeah,
he's riding boots. And who does he see? He just sees a fair maiden.
Yeah,
fair maiden come in, who into the area. But this is who he's
does. Read the chat.
Oh, sorry. What am I looking at?
AWOL said he's got your haircut, Stasis. He does.
Oh yeah.
There is a resemblance.
Great hair. So I just think like that. Hold it. Let's have a look. See.
No goatee, but yep. There it is.
And he looks beautiful. AWOL. He looks beautiful.
His doesn't flow like yours does.
No, mine's better.
Got more bounce to it.
But this is where he meets what's the name?
Adele. This is Adele.
Yeah, Adele. That's it. But they're just matchmaking. So they get her sister has now kind of match made them. This is who you should go to. And we get like a bit of back and forth. I would like to have a bit more of these two, but gain time constraints of like him and the I'm guessing he's not a stable hand, but he's like the leather maker, isn't he? I'm guessing he does all the leather for not just the things, but he does it for all the horses and everything, all the stable hands. He seems like he's the artist, the artistry.
He is, he's successful. He's not, he's a craftsman for sure.
Yes. But we get that. I love this scene. I find this scene funny every time.
So is this a blooper that these horses were out of control?
I'm guessing so. It's brilliant because the one on the left just wanted a bit. I'm guessing he's male and she's a female horse because he wanted a bit. He wanted a bit of that. But the control of Keith, like to control him, he knew how to control a horse because he actually got him correctly by the reins.
It worked for the scene because it was kind of a silly scene with him trying to figure out how to propose to her, and
and this horse is just, and they just must have gone. It looks right. It looks, because that horse was out of control. It was. If they let it off, that was gonna. He's gonna go for a mount. Let's say that. But it always makes me laugh because he's trying to do the scene, and he's remembered. No, this is how you do a horse like that, and he's bringing it down. And I think he's control. I bet they literally wet themselves after this scene because she doesn't have any lines. It's him.
And she's laughing, but she was probably supposed to be laughing at the proposal anyway. So it worked. It just worked.
Yeah. So like that. And they'd be like, oh my God, get over to a scene. Oh, it actually worked. But then I like it because when he's proposing, I got to try to get it's like the horses kind of
Smooching.
they kind of get smooching. Yeah, it's quite good, but I do like it because you can tell that horse did not want to be there. It had his own his own ideas what was going to happen that day. But I do like
Too
it. It's
funny.
just great. Yeah. But yeah, it does make you think because you're like, oh yeah, it's it makes it feel more natural, like this is actually happening. But yeah, but from that we get him and he's just more of they're trying to get this family moment onto that with him and his his sister and all that.
And she cheats playing cards by herself.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
funny.
He's like, no. But
Like,
then we get
cards over and putting solitaire or something, and she's turning over the cards. And he's like, don't cheat.
Don't cheat. Yeah. Now we get this a friend of what's the name? Gabriel Feraud, who's now a general himself. And he's now like this guy turns up really to kind of tell him that he's been bad mouthing you he's been telling that everybody that the duel started because you were bad mouthing Napoleon. You do not have love
to the emperor. Yeah.
So this is bad, and then he gives his account of it. What is more obvious, is more sensible, and of course we then get back. He confronts him, and he's like, oh no, and he's obvious. His hands, like his cards, have been shown, and he's like, yeah, you're a bit of a liar, but he still plays up to it. It's like, no, it's because of Napoleon. I remember now. I remember exactly what happened. So again, he's just lying to himself now.
He's got to make up a better story, because maybe over the fullness of time, he realizes this is quite ridiculous. It is quite ridiculous. So he's had to create a bigger, more serious story. Yeah.
Well, guessing when he gets called because you're the duelist. Oh, why this? You have fought him. What is now four times? Oh, well, why? And this is Now he's come up with a story, and the story is a bit. Well, what would the people believe? Oh, I defended Napoleon's honor, and then it's then it doesn't seem feasible that you would keep that on for this long. It's a bit silly. So he kind of loses it, kind of with the guy. Even when he leans down, stand yourself up, because now he's a general. So he's got a bit of more clout, but he's a bit rude to this guy. But is that? But then we get a narration kind of straight away of through them scenes that Napoleon's
out.
He's out now for the time being, and we have now Louis the 16th. God, too many Louis.
Too many Louis. 16 is too many Louis. Although my ancestor, my one French ancestor, the one who did fight in the Civil War, his great uncle or great uncle was allegedly in the Napoleonic Wars, and his name was Louis. So we had a lot of Louis in our family. So we must have been royalists in that part of my family, because we had a lot of Louis. Yep.
But this is where now we get a bit more grandeur, I suppose, like that. Everybody's dressed up, and now, well, this is their wedding day, but he's also been given a great honor of being now head of the King's Guard. Really,
and this is where it does get dangerous for him. This is like, okay, well, Napoleon's gone, but is he gone, and could he come back? And now he is firmly a royalist, right? He's going to be in the King's Guard. So one could, after all this time, now conclude, maybe, perhaps, that he was never fully, aligned with Napoleon. Now, knowing that he's put his life on the line time after time after time after time, that really makes no sense. But one could say, aha, see, I told you he was a traitor. See, he's a royalist. So this does give Feraud a little bit of ammunition on that story that he started to weave to overcome the trivial reason why he started pursuing Joubert.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing it's like from family to family. Keep quiet, but we're going to secretly fund getting the royalists back, or like if you go like in
Well, they always funded both
Jacobites and all
sides,
that.
remember?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, to be the most successful, you give money to both sides. You just do. That's kind of what corporations do in America now, like for political candidates. They never give money to just one candidate. They give money to all the candidates so that whoever's in power, I'm sorry if I'm surprising anyone out there, but you know, depending on whoever comes in power, you have already greased the palms, as it were, because you're giving money to both sides. Really makes no sense. But here, you know, this could be, it was dangerous times, no matter what side you took. It was dangerous times.
But yeah, from that, we get our next
great
little jump. Yes. At the fashions, military fashions. We get now to 1816 in Paris. And this is where he's because he's now very much part of the establishment. Let's call that.
Gentleman's gentleman. He's a gentleman. Yeah.
But of course, everybody else has been outed. So we get this. It looks like a bit of a, bunch of, I'm guessing, very high up in Napoleon's army because he had the word of the general. But yeah, he explains that what was the list? Oh, what was the list called?
Oh,
there was a name for it. Oh, there was a list anyway. The list of people that will be dealt with. Let's say that who were either too loyal to Napoleon or had the downfall of Louis, one of the Louis the 15th, let's say that, and they're all on the list. And Feraud, how are you saying his name wrong?
Feraud,
no, is on the list. So he's now out. Surprising, it like that. He's goes to see Albert Finney, who is head of the. I'm guessing he's the guy who's going to a judge who's going to just put them on the list. If they're on the list and nobody questions it, off with their head. Let's say that.
Because he wasn't on that side back then. No, of course not.
No.
But he was.
Well, I'm guessing there was a lot of people that came back after the king came back from
in
England.
The military. Yeah, I mean, it's the military. You have to hope that most of those in the military were just fighting for their country. Regardless, yes. I know that you guys say over there for king and country and such, but they're fighting for their country, not for a person. So maybe that, I don't know, kind of helped, but
maybe.
Yeah, this is all kind of squirrely at best,
Yeah, but he pleads for him. But he makes out like he's too stupid to make any difference, like that. And so he's like, well, then cross his name off. I'm not going to do it for you. It's a very small part for Albert Finney. He owns it.
You do it. Cross his name off. Okay, so he can.
I'm not doing it. Yeah. So it's done and dusted. So we then see. Literally, he's again. It's just.
But he doesn't know. He doesn't know who crossed his. And he said, "Don't tell him that it was me that took his name off the list." Well, gee, I would be the first one saying, "It was me. Please leave me alone."
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's a very strange act, isn't it? To I could have. Yeah, he's going to the guillotine or whatever. Or the firing squad. It's easy out, but he's saves his life. Really, that's it. At the end of the day, he doesn't know it, but a mystery person, saved my life. But who was it? But that's it. But we get back. She's pregnant. Kicking away. So we get, that happy union is now born. Going to have a kid, again, it's just supposed to say that how content and happy he is, until somebody reads in the paper, of his name, and he will be, and such, and they kind of give him out, but who's that? yeah, isn't this the person that you? It's just the same person, and he's like,
It's the same
yeah,
person.
it's the same person. So whilst he's out for his morning walk, he comes across two men,
Two
and they,
thugs.
yeah, who were like, yeah, I just need to know your friends, and yeah, that's the second because yeah, he's again being called out. Where should we do it? We do it here. Doesn't really matter because if we're gonna kill each other, we do it on this ground, this land. That's it. But from that, he pistol, of course, last time. This time it will be pistols. So yeah, they're getting there. I'm guessing this was a thing. Like you always hear it, it's like there's dueling pistols. I'm guessing these are dueling pistols.
Oh yeah, one shot. So
Mm.
you have two pistols. The
Yeah.
pistols only hold one shot. Yep.
Yeah, dueling. What
Now,
is that?
so
Dueling
this
pistols.
is the kind of dueling that happened in the United States
Mm.
for a very early time, as illustrated in the musical Hamilton, and as actually really did happen to Alexander Hamilton when Aaron Burr really did kill him. That's not fake. That actually happened. Two prominent political figures in the United States decided to go out to a field, and one of them was going to come back, which just makes no sense.
It might be actually quite good sometimes today. I would like sometimes just can you just go out and whoever comes back, then you got it done.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, that's that really did happen. Not just for the sake of a musical. I think there are some people who don't understand that, there's a lot to Hamilton that was made up, but the essential story is the story of Alexander Hamilton. And over here, yep, dueling pistols, that happened. It did.
It's mad.
In the Wild West, you had a 6-shooter, 2 of them sometimes, but dueling pistols, 1 shot each.
That's it. But I don't get the orange bit or tangerine or whatever they are. I'm guessing they're
Oh, it was
oranges.
a luxury. It was like,
yeah, I guess but I get. Can I have these too? I don't get the reference to it. Maybe I missed something. I just didn't get it because he goes that he has a moment of things. And I didn't get a shot like when they come out with the mice on these things and like that, and the game they just freeze to a great like a portrait shot again.
yeah.
But yeah, he sits there early morning eating an orange, just waiting for them to arrive. And he does commands kind of things. We have was it 2 shots each? Fire at will?
Yep, two pistols, 1 shot
1
each,
shot each.
fire at will. Yeah.
And it's just and then this is where they kind of go for the hunt. So he agrees and off they go to the forest, kind of like that, like where some ancient ruins. Yeah, and they have like a predator moment, I suppose you want to call it, like that. But it's they wandering through the forest, and some of it is just to get some great shots. I must say that there are some just beautiful scenery, with the I'm guessing. Of course, this is 1977. They were just like, this is a great place to shoot like that, because we get one when they're coming off. Is that shot, and you get that's just because it looked beautiful.
Just because it looked good. Yeah, there's no reason for it in the story.
And I caught you on your stream the other day. I hate to say it, but that suits that area because that is a witch's one.
Yeah, I agree.
Where you're in Baltimore,
the other day that I was criticizing, it was one of those mansions that was obviously like an ego mansion. You had to show your ego, and it just had so many bits and pieces to it that just were so incongruous. But it would work in a misty mountain area with a little turret or tower coming up there. Yeah, but it doesn't work in the middle of a city. It just doesn't.
But some of these shots, like even though they're supposed to be hunting each other, they're just for art. They're just for like, oh, I just need you to walk in, but I don't care
100%.
where you are. It's just about that look, because that, you know, where we are, we can't edit it out. We need to show that because it just shows the scene. It's like that. But they get to it. They're you know, they're a slow hunt. You know, that's it. But where we then get one gets up on, let's say, Feraud, Aman doesn't see him coming, and he fires and he misses. And then, of course, he's hunting him down, and he sees his boot slowly, like tapping away, and he's like, "What?" It's like, I think, well, it's good, and I'm guessing as a viewer, first time you see it, you're like, "Oh, is he like? Could it twitches his boot and then stops?" But then, of course, comes around the corner, fires. They both fire each other, they both miss, but then the realization is, I've got one shot left, and you don't.
You've got none.
That must have been like, oh bugger. Like that. So yeah, he
May I
draws out
interrupt with a in the book
Mhm.
moment?
Go on.
This is very different in the book. In the book, Feraud comes upon Joubert kind of crouching, like you see the foot hanging over, and shoots at him from a slight distance. Joubert plays dead. Okay, so he's playing dead. Feraud comes toward him, and it was his last shot. So he did the first shot and missed, and then he shot him and he thought he killed him. And then Joubert still has both of his shots. And he sits up and he gives a slightly different speech about, you know, that I own your life now. So I'll stop there because I'll pick that up at the end about what's different. But it wasn't this action packed. It was just a shot. He plays dead. Feraud comes above him and he wakes up and points both pistols at him. And he's got both of his shots. So yeah.
But yeah, it's at this point we don't know what has really happened, but they kind of very, very quickly give it away. Is when he walks past and they run off. But we get kind of back to his missus. She's woken up. Where have you been? You know, moment. This is where the orange is. Like I say, I don't get the references. It's like he's lied to his missus because she's like, "What's in the bag?" And these bags has the pistols in them, but he brings out an orange. That's fine. I don't get the reference. If there is a reference, maybe there is something in history I don't know, or something very, very often I don't know. Yeah, but she like forgets like where you been, but he doesn't want to say, I've been dueling. It's like, no, here's orange. Shut up. But in this we get then a narration of the moment of, yes, now you listen to me, you know, your life, this is how your life will be, you know, I own you kind of moment, doesn't he? Whilst he's walking away into this hillside moment again. This is just an art shot. This is
100%.
Like little lighting. I want to bring it in. They must have realized if we get this misty and that light is there, the sun comes up there, somebody must have told him that is you've captured a shot, because that whole shot on this scene is just like, yeah, it's not needed. It's a great way to end the movie because it's just, again, it's just beauty, I suppose, like that. Another
really
art
is.
beauty shit.
It really is. Now let me say it again. Let me say, before I say in the book, at this moment in the film, because I did see the film before I read the book, I thought he was going to take a header off that cliff. I did. I thought he was contemplating, well, if this guy owns my life, haha, I'm going to win.
I thought so as well.
I'm going to win and take my life. So in the book, sorry, Daryl, in the book, this is where I really like Joseph Conrad's writing. And here's how it goes. So after Joubert decides not to shoot Feraud, you kind of know throughout the entire story he doesn't want to kill him. He's a very moral person, which doesn't come across in the film at all. Like, it's not a religious morality, it's just a morality. And he feels like, well, yeah, even though this guy's trying to kill me, I have no reason to kill him. And so he doesn't want to. So in this moment, he realizes, he definitely has the power to do so, but he's going to let him go. He doesn't give him the speech about living like a dead man. He lets him off and tells him that I own your life. And at a point in time, I will tell you when I'm releasing you from that obligation. Now, at that time, at that moment in time, Feraud could come back after Joubert. It still makes no sense to me. They exchange letters. So Feraud goes off on his own way wherever he goes. He does end up incarcerated for something else. He is stripped of his military rank. He is stripped of all of his honors, and they exchange letters. And just like the scene where Joubert offers him the flask and Feraud ignores it or refuses it, Joubert is writing him nice letters, and Feraud is coming back either not replying or being super nasty. It is. And he basically tells Joubert that upon releasing me from your debt, upon releasing me from your debt, I have a pistol in my drawer. And what he means by it is, I'm not even allowed to take my own life because you own my life. But as soon as you let me go, I'm going to do that. So Joubert doesn't let him go, but he and his wife, because he's lost his pension, he's a pauper. He and his wife pay for his meals and food and pay for him. He doesn't know it, although he's got to figure it out, like who's paying for him.
Yeah.
But I just want to read like so the book ends, or the short story ends very differently. And in a letter he writes, the very last letter, or one of the last letters he writes to him, Joubert is telling Feraud that his wife has had another child, and they named the child Charles, which is, more of a monarchist name. There were King Charleses. And Feraud writes back to him, if one of your boys' names had been Napoleon or even Joseph, I could congratulate you on this event with a better heart. As you have thought proper to give him the name of Charles Henri, I am confirmed in my conviction that you never loved the emperor, and that the thought of this sublime hero chained to a rock in the middle of a savage ocean is of so little value to you that I would receive with your positive joy your instructions to blow my own out. Because so he's so offended, Feraud, because he named his child Charles, that Feraud goes on this whole rant about, I would have been happier if you had released me from your being in your debt so that I could blank my brains out. And it's Joubert's wife reading the letter out loud, to Joubert. And she says, she lifted up her hands in despair after perusing that letter, that reply. And she said, you see, he will never be reconciled. However, he must never by any chance be allowed to guess where the money comes from. It wouldn't do, and he couldn't bear it. And that's the end. They're paying for him. They're this absolute maniac. And they're both doing this out of a sense of charity or immense kindness, that they're going to take care of him for the rest of his life, however long that be. He's still in their debt, because now if he releases him from the debt, he's going to, take his own life. I really like that ending in the book better than I like the ending in the film. And I think they could have done that in the film. I do like the cinematic, him standing on the edge of a cliff, but it's like okay, you live as a dead man. I think the book was a little more interesting. I think that ending in the book's just a little more interesting.
Yeah,
I just can't wrap my head around the hospitality or the mercy that God, I can't. The names. I'm horrible with the names in this movie.
Joubert.
Yeah, that he shows Harvey Keitel's character. I just, even when like he's, cause sorry, I had to step away for a second when you guys went over it, but when he tries to get him off the chopping block, so to speak, that whole, like I'm not understanding why.
They don't, and see, they don't touch on it in the film, but in the book, they dig into his morality. Like he has a sense of morality, and everything from, his choice of women, his, how he had to be convinced by his sister to, try to find a match, because he never wanted to bring a family into this world that he lived in.
But
And he
wouldn't just letting him get to the chopping block kind of end all that and then get you to that peaceful world? Like that's kind of what I couldn't understand.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's
he's
why
locked up. He's on death row, essentially.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's got a bit of honor, saying like he's so dumb and so stupid, he wouldn't have influence. So but he's even at that point he's still got that. Yeah, most people be like,
but he was still
I'm just gonna
like he wasn't that dumb. He was definitely obsessed with this ridiculous rivalry. But I mean, he was certainly a smart individual to some degree.
The way it's portrayed is that Feraud had this reason, whatever reason it was, this quibble with Joubert, but Joubert really had nothing against Feraud except that he was trying to kill him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the first time, but after like 12 years of trying to kill me, I'm gonna have an issue with you, dude.
I'm with you too.
There's no way I'm just
take it out on
the
street. Yep. None of this honor stuff.
You cut a chunk off my shoulder at this point. You've beaten the crap out of me. I mean, geez.
I suppose honor has gone a bye-bye, because remember, this is based off a true event.
I was going to say, I thought that was what you had said when we had first picked the movie. Interesting.
Yeah, it's when you hear that, you're like, that spanned that period of time, and it was all
about holding a grudge.
Yeah, there's grudges, but there's the honor. We've got to. There's honor surrounding it. It's just like noble. You would go, look, I'm the idiot fool now. If you've tried to duel number 3,
right? Fool me once, shame on you. Different times.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
Yeah. So it's a true story. Well, true two men, but did the events account to it? I'm guessing it's been lost in time slightly, and I'm guessing it's been the most stories. It's like from the people that were a witness of the events and told somebody else, and then it's not been, I'm guessing it was more of a fantasy around the two, that kind of, whilst this war is happening, you have this grudge between two men, and it's I'm guessing that was
became a tall tale.
Through that things, it's I heard they did this, or did that, and it's probably like what they actually did probably wasn't as dramatic as the whole events, because it was just twisted by people telling somebody else than somebody else. But it's a tale that today, and I think Jay's right, you just can't get your head around. It's like, oh my, why are you having these fights? It's like that. You just, your brain just goes, why? And
one of you two has to end this.
Yes. And then how it ends is just, I own you. I own you. Go away. It's like that. Now, this bullet should be for you, but me not shooting it, I own you, and that's it.
I guess in a way, and it never says obviously that he's a pacifist, because you can't be in this part of the, you can't be, an officer in any army and being a pacifist. So that's really not what he is. But, the only way for him to win and not, delete him is to own him the way he did, and still take care of him. So it's interesting. It certainly is interesting. Doesn't make sense. But but it is an interesting story.
All right, who's going to give their number? So I'm going to go Jay. Jay, you give your numbers first. Go on. Your thoughts. And
so this was kind of a weird one for me. Overall, I did enjoy it, but I just found myself going kind of in and out of enjoying parts of it as the movie went on. I think the story is really interesting. I think it's well acted also. The one thing that does bother me is that it didn't feel like there were any French accents at all. And I don't know why movies, or even a big one I always point to is Chernobyl. I hate when they just do this kind of like standard kind of English accent.
The bland
versus
English.
that kind of more bland, like hard to tell what region from England accent, versus just giving the authentic accent. That always just drives me nuts for some reason. I felt like this one did that a bit. I thought some characters tried to do French accents to a degree, but the main character we follow, again, whose name I'm completely forgetting, he just felt like it was a very bland English accent. That kind of threw me off. Even Harvey Keitel's as well. But I did like the acting overall. Like, I thought they were good in it. And even the supporting cast as well. Story-wise, I liked it, and I think it was interesting. It just felt like by duel 3 or 4, it was like, all right, you guys got to just like get this over with, one way or the other. It felt like there were too many running into each other in these spots. I'm like, you guys are spanning a good chunk of Europe. How do you continue to run into each other? So it kind of made it feel a little unrealistic as it continued to be, and then they meet up here, and then they meet up here, and then they meet up here. As well as just the duels never having a conclusion. It was always just like somebody gets injured just enough to do another one. So I think by that point, it felt like that portion of telling the story was dragging on a bit, and I kind of just wanted it to wrap up a bit. And then the ending, I got to say, I don't love it. I can appreciate it, but I don't love the ending. I kind of just wish he just ended it right then and there, and we just called it a clean wrap. Because at this point, I kind of hate Harvey Keitel's character, to be honest. Like, I can't stand this guy because I just can't get his motivation in this insane, like, bloodlust / rivalry that he has going on with this character, who, as other characters point out throughout the movie, is seemingly a decent man. Like, he seems to be a good guy. Like, dude, you did something wrong. He was the messenger, and you're literally trying to shoot the messenger at this point. Like, it just got to like the unreasonable nature of, I think, Harvey Keitel's character towards the end just wore on me so much that it was like, God, I wish you just kind of finish the job and call it a wrap, and everybody goes home happy. But then there was a lot of things I liked. I think the costume design was really well done. I like a good timepiece movie. So I thought it was interesting to go into a time, especially one that I'm not super familiar with. I know very little about the Napoleon era. So it was cool to see that. I think, generally speaking, score and all that was pretty good. Cinematography, I think, great. I will say at points it feels a little pretentious with Ridley Scott, where it's like, yeah, I've got the eye for this, and I'm going to continue to show you that I have the eye for this, to the point where it drags a little in some spots where it's like, all right, I get it. You've got a good eye and you've got some beautiful shots, but like, let's keep it moving. Let's keep going. But I wouldn't knock it for that. I do think the look of the movie is really well done. The way it's filmed and shot is really well done. So I think I honestly had a tough time scoring it. I think I'm going to settle on like a 5.5. I enjoyed it. It just had a few too many issues for me to get it into the 6 range. Especially with the ending. I think that's kind of a major part that brings me down to that half a point, as well as the other things I mentioned. So I think that's where I want to settle on it, a 5.5. I do recommend it. Would I watch it again? I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to give the kind of knee-jerk reaction. I would say at this point, I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I don't think that's solidified. Like, I could see myself at some point, given enough time between this watch and the next time it's on, I think I would give it a watch again. Maybe, but in kind of the immediacy of it, I would say I probably wouldn't watch again. I would recommend, and I give it a 5.5.
Fair play. Fair enough. Sandy, as you've read the book.
I have read the short story. The film was released in 1977 based on a 1908 short story called The Duel by Joseph Conrad. It was printed in the Pall Mall magazine. This is not the exact one, but this is a cover of that magazine from around that era. It was, as we know, adapted and directed by Ridley Scott, filmed in the Dordogne region of France and in the Cairngorm of Scotland, if I'm saying that correctly. If I'm not, I do apologize. And we've already talked about all the cool people who were in this film. And now I'm going to add my little numbers. Sorry, it takes me so long now I need to make a separate file because now I just have to scroll through 61 files because this is our 61st film club. The numbers, there's not a lot on this page because the box office details were not reported in the United States. It was made for a $990,000 budget, less than $1 million budget, and it made, which would have been the equivalent of $5 million today. That's a really super cheap film. Any way you slice it, haha. But box office details were not available. It was considered a success in Europe. Was not released widely in the United States, fewer than 300 theaters in the United States, but was certainly recognized for the artistic nature of this of the film. Nominated for the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, didn't win that one, but it did win at Cannes for Best First Work for Ridley Scott. And it was nominated for 2 BAFTAs for costume and for cinematography, but it didn't win either of those. And it was not nominated for any other films. It is rated a 7.5 on IMDb and has a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. For me,
tomatoes.
When I watched the film initially, again, noting the cinematography, noting those artistic shots that AWOL brought up, you know, the cheese and fruit on the platter, the way that people were arranged, you know, in their chairs, and just all of that artistic, I do give it tons of credit for that. My initial rating was a 5. However, I went and read the masterful work by Joseph Conrad. And by the way, after it was published in that Pall Mall magazine, it was published later in a collection in 1916 of some of his other short stories called The Set of Six. So you can find it in a book called The Set of Six, or much of Conrad's works are now out of copyright and available in places like Project Gutenberg. So you can just find them there. After reading, again, about 22 pages of his amazing writing, the tightness of the story, the explanation of the characters' motivations, which we get none of in this film, but we do in the short story, and the better ending, I think, in the article, I dropped my film rating down to a 4 after reading the article. I still do recommend that you watch it because I think everyone should have the opportunity to make their own mind up about the film. And I think the cinematography is something, and the costumes, by the way, is something to behold. I'm with you, Jay, about the accents. Oh my word. I think Keith Carradine's acting, when he's being very subtle and quiet, I think is really effective. I think I'm going to say it. I think Harvey Keitel's just being Harvey Keitel in this film.
Oh, interesting.
And you know, not impressed with his acting at all. I do appreciate the sword fighting, absolutely. Stunt doubles used for most of it, however, unlike The Princess Bride. So it's a 4 from me.
Maybe that's why it was better.
And it's a 4 from me and a recommendation to watch. And I'm not qualified to give this one of my scores for historical accuracy, so I'm going to pass on that one, and I'm going to actually let James give it the score for historic accuracy. Over to you, James.
Now, this is I said this is a one you're gonna love or you hate, and I think that because I think because I'm a movie buff, I can't score this. Okay, this is gonna sound weird. I can't score the movie high for the direction, the plot, or the timings. And I mean that because it's going to be like a 4 or a 5. I mean that, like, there's a drag on. But what this movie shows you, and this is where I go into my movie geek things, is the lighting in this movie is a 9 out of 10. The guy who did, or whoever the team that did the lighting, is on point. How they did it, especially with the outdoor scenes, is absolutely amazing. The cinematography is an 8 out of 10. It's great, like how they panned it on, because I'm guessing that Ridley Scott was like, sit there, look like a painting, and action. That's how they did it in most of those scenes. So I think that aspect of the movie is great if you're a movie nerd that wants to get into movies. I think this is one that highly recommended, is how to set a scene, how to get something when you're on a low budget, is how to work beyond your means. I think it's brilliant having to go, look, we're like, I bet you a lot of the scenes is shot at like 3, like really, like, you know, really early, just in the summertime, really just like that,
like
kind
golden hour, what we call the golden hour here. Yeah.
Just getting up. It's just that everything's wet, everything's, you know, is not there. It's cleverly done on the constraints of the budget. I love that. Is it Ridley Scott's best work? No, but it's his first work, you know, first feature film. So you have to go with that. But you can tell it's him without knowing it's him. It just, some of the shots he does like that. Could this be an epic story? 100% yes. This could be a 3-hour movie if they wanted to, but it would have to give the aspect of the information about both the men and the time period. If you go by, Sandy said about historical, there's not enough historical in it, except for the costumes, I suppose, like that. If that's right, I wouldn't actually 100% know. So like that, but does it look great? I think the costume designs go great. So if you go by lighting, choreography, cinematography, and costume, it's up there. It's a good like 7 movie. But the rest of it, it's a 4 or 5. So I'm going to drop. I would say for me, it's a 6, just because I think it's got to be recommended. This is a movie where it spans towards the great aspects of the technology when you don't have a lot of money, and what you can do with the money to do it. Because it's an interesting story. Unfortunately, this movie needed another like 3 million whacked into it and another 30 minutes to make it epic. Because I say it's a 90-minute movie. There's just too much missing. Again, it's this. Why is this not in French? This should be French actors. Yeah, it's a French story. It's very weird that I don't know if anybody knows. I know there's other movies inspired by the novel. You know, like the Jewel something or whatever, you know, other ones. But this is a very much of a. It feels like it just needs that French. It just needs that Frenchism into it, like that, where we had Brotherhood of the Wolf, very French. It needed that crossover. It just needed that pizzazz, as the way we call it.
Either entirely in French and just do subtitles, or just the accents. Just give me a French accent. That could be enough to get me by.
It just needed that romance of the French, like the I think, like in this, where we had it, you know, like in Brotherhood of the Wolf, like when they went to the parlors, I suppose you want to call it. It had some glamour. It had that. This still would have had that. They, you know, like in Paris, they give you're in Paris, but they don't give you the glamour. They don't give you that. No, like even when the king comes back, there's just needed to be a bit more glamour. So I'd let it down. That's why I give it a 6. I do recommend it. I recommend it for those. It's a movie nerd. This one, it is a very things when you look at stuff like I think if you're a casual watcher of movies, you just like the entertainment. I don't think you're gonna like this movie. I think because Sandy kept saying it's a picture. There's a picture. It feels like some of them, if you paused it, you could have been in a museum. It's greatly done like that. Yeah, unfortunately, the aspects of the other part of it, there's too many holes that you could see. Could be a great movie. It could be a great start to a movie. It is though. It's for first feature film. If you go by that, for Ridley Scott. Well done. It's good. You know, you got Harvey Keitel. I disagree with Sandy. It's like Cartel's being Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, I actually liked him in it. I liked
I
him
liked
as
him,
well.
but like he's got other aspects like Bad Lieutenant. Him in that like is completely different. And yeah, the Keith Carradine. Yeah, he's a bit wooden, but I think needed that for the part role. But
Right.
yeah,
I think it matches that gentleman proper kind of cast. So I felt like it matched it fairly well.
Yeah, but apart from that, yeah, I do. I've got the DVD, and I'm like, but do I do? As Jay said, would you go back to it in an instance? It's not one you do. It's one when you want to. You know, oh, you know what? I haven't seen that in a while, and give it your another take. I don't think one where you need. It's not one of those. I watch it every 5 years. There's your problem.
Right. Yeah, I would. Right. That's exactly what I meant. Yeah. Like it would probably be a bigger extended period of time before I actually went back to it.
And you go, oh yes, and then it's one of those ones. I think when you watch it again and you see the thing, I think you appreciate the cinematography even more. But that's the problem. You're appreciating everything apart from the plot.
It's like it does a great job with half the fundamentals of movie making, but not the other half. So you kind of split the difference.
I wish, like, if the film had just had a little thread of that morality tale to it that the story had, and a little of the dialogue that Joseph Conrad wrote, which was very, again, he's not poetic, but he uses the right words. And I'd recommend, actually for both of you, but particularly for James, if you can read the short story or, get the audiobook or whatever, I think you'll be really impressed. The point, one other point, when at the very end, in the film, it's really between Feraud and Hubert, and Feraud goes off and no one knows what happened, right? Because Hubert comes back by himself. In the book, they come back together. And the seconds see them both coming back together. And the way that Conrad writes it is, it says, when the two duelists came out into the open, General Feraud walking a little bit behind, and rather with the air of walking in a trance, the two seconds hurried toward them, each from his station at the edge of the wood. General Dubert addressed them, speaking loud and distinctly. Monsieur, I make it a point of declaring to you solemnly, in the presence of General Feraud, that our difference is at last settled for good. You may inform all of the world of that fact. Whether Feraud liked it or not, the difference was settled, because now Hubert owns his life, and his life alive, or if Feraud ever decides that he doesn't like the terms, then he would, take his own life. But it's just, I love the way he writes, and it's just missing. I shouldn't keep talking because I'll lower my score even more of the film.
But it's weird that, because if you think about a screenplay, you're gonna have to like that they had to fill in a lot of dialogue and then not use any. It's like, maybe they just, maybe, I don't know. Like,
given that it sounds like it's kind of loosely based on two real people, I could have done probably without some of the encounters and duels and filled it in with more fleshing out of even some of Harvey Keitel's character.
Yeah.
What's driving him, like more storytelling than just the duels. I think that's kind of where some of the plot lost me, was like, all right, here we go again. Another duel where we're not going to have a winner. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could have done with a few less of those and maybe more fleshing out the characters, the morality of Carradine's character, as well as why the hell is Harvey Keitel's character so hell-bent and driven on just this feud or rivalry, whatever you want to call it. Maybe some more of that, or just more perspective of Harvey Keitel's character, because he just kind of comes off as a psychopath. So, maybe something like that could have improved the storytelling, or the way they could have gone about telling the story, I guess. I think it's just small, not small, I guess, it's fairly large things since it affected the score for me, but just things like that, I think, could have been done differently.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's it. But yeah, I think this is one where I think it's going to be like people call it epic. It's not. It's not an epic.
But it could
epic
be. I
just-
think if
it
you,
could be,
especially
That's
from
it.
Ridley
Good
Scott, when you
story
look at
there. There
Gladiator and
is.
things like that,
Mm.
like he can tell an epic story.
Yeah.
And I think
It'd be-
it could have
it
been
would-
one, but it just
you know-
felt a little repetitive and almost nonsensical
when-
at some point.
yeah.
Not understanding the motives of either man. Like again, even understanding the morality concept of Carradine's character. At some point, logic has to kind of supersede that, if that's even the proper term to use it. But it's got to kind of overcome that morality and just be like, dude, I got to end this guy. Like this is never going to end. I want to have a family. I can't live like this forever over my shoulder. Like something to just make the characters make a little bit more sense.
But look how well he does that in Gladiator. Gets you in grips of them two men. Even though you hate one
yes.
and you like the other, but you get their
and you get just enough of the understanding their drives, more so obviously with Maximus, but you get just enough of understanding Joaquin's character's drive as well, and kind of what's going on in his world and his life, and just the throne and all that kind of stuff, all that weighing on him, and the stuff with his sister and all that. You get enough of the opposition in that movie to understand at least where what's driving him, what the motives are. And I think that's what's missing here a bit.
I'm surprised there's not like a director's cut. This seems like it needed, like there's more, or maybe just didn't have. They just literally the budget, bang, 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 to have 90 minutes of that. But it's like one that you would like if this was his first and he seems to like this time period, you would go and revisit it. You would do and make this. You could make this really, really epic. Like to even have there's no battles, and I like Sandy and me have seen Napoleon. Unfortunately, the only good thing about it was the battles.
The only good thing.
Yeah. So I have that driving force of this story, and then you actually, you have their campaigns where they are, and they're like even when one's in Prussia and one's in Spain. Show a campaign, but they don't. But unfortunately, but it is a recommend. It is good. But next one, I think. Now, if you two haven't seen it, have you?
I have not. No.
The one of the greatest heroes in America of all time, and I like this movie. It's like Sandy. You've not seen it, have you? Or you have? Sandy, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay, what I would recommend, Sandy, is watching the movie and then researching the man.
Oh, wait, Sergeant York. Yes, I have. I'm so sorry. My brain just died for a minute. Yes, I have seen Sergeant York.
She's getting old, people. She's getting old.
It was it's always one of those Veterans Day films. Like it's a granddad film. It's a sitting down with a granddad and on Veterans Day or Memorial Day and watching one of those good old films. But good old Sergeant York. Yes, I have seen. Yes.
Yeah,
Took me a minute because I'm not going to be here next week. So we're gonna do Sunday, or have we decided yet?
Yes, Sunday's
Sunday, right? That's cool with me.
So that's out. It makes sense because that's out. And I got a poppy. It's our Remembrance Day.
That is your remembrance.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Poppy is for the First World War, where this movie is set. And sorry.
No, I said yep.
Yep. But whilst we're there, we have to watch the trailer. And then we'll do the wheel.
Interesting chat from Galadorn there says he likes this way more than Gladiator. That's very interesting. I would not have expected that. No, the Duelist. Looks like he likes this more than Gladiator.
People, I say there is a divide. I think there is this is brilliant. So there is a thing, but I'm gonna have to go Gladiators.
I'm biased. I think I'm the one that put Gladiator on the list because I do love it. It's one of my favorite movies, so I'm super biased. I'm not fair to answer that one, but I'm almost shocked by that. That's really interesting, Galadorn.
There we go. All right, here we go. Sergeant York's trailer.
you had your thumb sticking straight up in the air, just like that.
Oh, yeah, that gives me balance.
Oh, it gives you balance, does it? Ready? Aim. Fire.
How?
They won't get me. I'll go back in them hills.
You ain't even put hounds on your trail in 40, no matter how far back you go.
Then they better not catch up with me, or they'll be a wishing they hadn't.
York, take over. The only non-com left.
The rest of you keep under cover.
Come back here. Where are you going?
You didn't give me command.
Now, are you like me? Do you just love those trailers back when?
I do.
Aren't they fantastic?
Even I appreciate them, honestly.
But do you know what I love about that trailer more than anything is if you look at modern days when they give too much away, that gives nothing away. That does nothing.
It gives nothing away. It's it's the music. It's the that's
got to make you feel American.
Feel good. It's like we talked about the George M. Cohan story, Yankee Doodle Dandy. How it leveraged a story from World War I to be used as propaganda going into World War II, just like this film. There's so many films in this era, right? And it's also reflected in the music. The music was just, kind of incorporating a lot of jazz and like, okay, make fun of me, but the music, the song, the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, that is just so amazing because it's so energizing for people who were sending their sons to war and to possibly to die. But over here, you had peppy, happy tunes on the radio to keep your spirits up. And I like these. I definitely like these films.
I'd like it because like that first 50% of that trailer, there's no talking. It's just like the music and it just have big fonts.
Like those movie reels. In our cinemas here, and you may have had them as well there, but then you got your news from the news reels at the cinema, right? You could listen to it on the radio, but not a lot of folks had no one had a television at this time. There were no TVs. I think the 1950 census here? Yeah, the 1950 census asks, do you have a television? But you're getting your news from the radio, and you go to the cinema for a short cartoon, a newsreel to get your news, and especially the war news, a feature film, and then a serial, right? The like soap opera kind of thing. And you're at the movie theater for 3-4 hours. And this is how those newsreels looked. They were very, very cinematic and had that march music to go with it.
Yeah, this is a true American propaganda movie.
Propaganda piece. It is.
It's literally, it's great. It's a great, you get ones, but I adore this movie.
So we would have had.
You can get. I'm gonna get. You can understand. I'm gonna give it a high score. I think this is a great. You know
what else we had at this time? We had Looney Tunes becoming a thing, whereas the Disney cartoons were all shiny, happy kid things. Looney Tunes, the Warner Brother cartoons, were highly propagandist, and many of those original cartoons you can't even show today because they show our opponents in a very, very bad. Our opponents both in the Atlantic and the Pacific in a very bad light, which we would consider highly inappropriate today. And then what we also had was Superman and Wonder Woman, Truth, Justice, and the American Way. And, all of that wrapped up in the whole propaganda machine. For us, the interwar years, we had a lot more years in between than you guys did because, well, we didn't join. we didn't join for a few years after you all were engaged in 1939. We didn't come in until 1941. So, yeah. But and there was that part of it too, right? Trying to convince America that it was a good idea to get into the war because they'd show these clips of your grandma and your great grandma coming off the ships in the harbor at Ellis Island or Port of Baltimore, but the rest of their family was back over there in Europe, and so that's what we could be fighting for. Yeah, it's a great time for advertising. Those posters, both the cinematic posters and then all the propaganda posters like buy war bonds. The artistry, right? The artwork of those posters and the films and the film posters, it just explodes at that time. Comic book art is exploding at that time.
And always red, white, and blue.
Yep. The whole, yeah, and Galadorn, yeah, the 40s and 50s Superman cartoons. Yeah, you can often, like, I just randomly will search YouTube sometimes and come up with whole channels that are playing things that are, again, out of copyright or nearly out of copyright now. In addition to, there's an entire channel dedicated to G.I. Joe. By the way, the Hasbro channel plays G.I. Joe cartoons 24/7. So you can do that if you want to. But yeah, it's a really great era for music and art and cinema. So looking forward to it. Love that time period.
There you go. So yeah, I think Jay, you're gonna like it. I think this is gonna be a good high scores all the way around. I think this is I think it's one of those. I can't think of any other those propaganda American movies that I could score higher. Let's say that. I think it's heartwarming, it's heartfelt,
true story.
around things, and a true story. That's the same. Once watch the movie, learn about the man. And that's it. And I think it owns up to it. So you're like, it's actually real. Like that. But it's like, of course, it's Hollywood real, but literally, yeah, it's near enough like what he did as well. So yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. But let's find out what we're having the week later. Now, I've done something today. I've changed it, and we're gonna hide. We're gonna hide the numbers.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun. Just because it makes it more interesting. You
The
don't know.
background still looks like the French flag. I'm just saying.
It does.
I guess that works with today's movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. But shall we do this?
I know, Daryl. We do want a Western, don't we? I think we all want a Western now.
Well, there could be something else I've put on the wheel that I might not be able to see.
Oh,
dum 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 dum. If it comes up, this is random. This is random, and you'll see it. It is also a movie, but we're not picking the movie. But I'm going to do it. 5, 4.
Okay, you got me really
3,
worried now. What's he
2,
done?
1. It could be fun. Let's see.
Well,
I'm guessing it won't come up because there's not many of them.
Do I trust you? Is the question.
If it comes up, it'd be quite funny. Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Nice.
Didn't we just recently add this too?
I think so.
Yeah, I think this was one we were kind of talking about that we collectively added.
Yeah. I think we all said it needed to be on there. I think maybe I typed it in.
Yeah,
so,
I think Sandy, put it on there. Yeah.
Ooh, talk about cinematography.
Okay,
Let's go. Talk about
awesome.
lighting, right? This film is all cinematography, lighting, scenes. I love it.
All right, let me move that. Share. I will now talk. I will find the trailer.
I actually just watched this one within the last couple of years. I kind of went on a Wes Anderson run. Oh, you know it was right before that last one that he made. God, I can't think of the name of it now.
Did he do The Menu?
I don't believe so, but Ralph Fiennes. I always say
Ray Fiennes.
He is in it.
Yeah.
God, no, Asteroid City was, I believe, Wes Anderson's most recent one a couple years ago.
I don't know that one.
And I kind of just went on a binge of a lot of his movies. So this one came up.
Now, I
had seen it before, but it was just a rewatch. I have not, but it has been on my list for a while. Somebody kind of spoiled it for me unintentionally, not realizing it. So it kind of like killed it for me. I was
Put it out of your mind.
Nice.
Put it out of your mind.
So I've almost forgotten kind of what it was, but now I still remember it having something to do with. I don't want to spoil in case anybody else said it. So I'm not gonna do the same thing someone did to me.
But it's like
I'm getting close to forgetting what it was. I think I might have forgotten what it was, but part of me is still like, no, I think you still remember. So I'm waiting a little longer.
What I'll call like hyper stylized characters, like Whiplash, like kind of the things that I think you like, No Country for Old Men. You know, I think it's in that, you know, that vein of the just overdone characters to the extreme, but when they're all together, it makes for a really good story.
I haven't watched this for years. I'm gonna say, when did it get
I
released?
just watched it last year.
Like mid 2000 teens. I want to say like 2011, 2012. Maybe?
Yeah, I watched it around Christmas last year for the second or third time because I really do like. I like the way this is shot. I like the look of this film.
But not a Western for Daryl.
Not a Western. Sorry.
Okay, let's do the trailer.
It's not even Western
2014.
2014.
So a little later than I thought. Unless that was the sequel.
Why do you want to be a lobby boy?
It's another war
Who
film.
wouldn't?
Technically.
At the Grand Budapest, sir.
And so my life began. Junior lobby boy in training under the strict command of Monsieur Gustave H. Many of the hotel's most valued and distinguished guests came for him.
I love you.
I love you. She was dynamite in the sack, by the way.
She was 84.
I've had older.
This was also when I met Agatha.
She's charming. She's so charming.
Is he flirting with you?
Yes.
I approve of this union.
I became his pupil, and he was to be my counselor and guardian.
The police are here.
Tell them I'll be right down. She's been murdered, and you think I did it. Hey! Stop! You're looking so well, darling. You really are. I don't know what sort of cream they've put on you down at the morgue, but I want some.
This is Madame D's last will and testament. To Monsieur Gustave H. I bequeath the painting known as Boy with Apple.
Wow. What? Who's Gustave H?
I'm afraid that's me, darling.
If I learn you ever once laid a finger on my mother's body, living or dead...
I go to bed with all my friends.
We need to make a plan for your survival. Hide this. It's in code and you might need a magnifying glass to read it, but it tells you exactly where and how to find Boy with Apple.
I'm a baker. I'm not a fence, if that's the term.
I want roadblocks at every junction for 50 kilometers. I want rail blocks at every train station for 100 kilometers.
Get in!
I want 50 men and 10 bloodhounds ready in 5 minutes.
Harvey Keitel again.
Yep, there we go. Owen Wilson.
You can't arrest him simply because he's a bloody immigrant.
Take your hands off my lobby boy!
Willem Dafoe is a maniac in this film, and I love him.
Have you ever been questioned by the authorities?
Yes, on one occasion.
What?
I was arrested and tortured by the rebel militia after the Desert Uprising.
Right. Well, you know the drill then. Zip it.
I can't wait.
There is a lot. I forgot how. Like I said, like, oh, is that our first person? Out of like, there's gonna be.
There's
so many.
For that one just to check.
It's our first Tilda Swinton.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. That's it. But now our second Harvey Keitel. After I said
Second Harvey
Is this
Keitel.
fourth Owen Wilson?
Third or fourth? Oh, third.
yeah,
Owen
he's going to
Wilson.
be like Owen
to get up
Wilson's our
there.
number one.
Yeah,
we're like,
believe it or
oh,
not, he's got to be tied
Yeah.
now, right? Is anybody more than 3? I don't think.
I have to tally everything up. I think 3 is the high. I think we've got 3 people at 3 right now.
Is he free? So we got Wedding Crashers.
We
Night
had
at the
Wedding
Museum.
Crashers, Night at the Museum, and I swear we had another one with him.
Yeah, I
Could
thought
be
there was
wrong.
another one as well.
Hang on. Let's go to the videotape.
Could have sworn we had a third.
Yeah, I
Making
thought
this
he's.
before.
Yeah, I thought this is number 4 for him.
Let's go to the Owen
Our first
Wilson
Jeff
one.
Goldblum, our first Adrian Brody. I don't know. They'll show up in some
And
of the ones. we have
this
on
is
the list.
one film where Jeff Goldblum is not playing Jeff Goldblum because he tends to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's lucky he's likable because people let that slide a lot.
Okay, Owen Wilson. Zip it down. Sort by alphabet. Owen Wilson was in Wedding Crasher. Nope. It's just Wedding Crashers
Just the
and
2, huh?
No,
Could have
just
sworn
okay.
there was another one. Guess not.
So he's now up there with Al Pacino.
and let's see. So we've got for the 3Bs.
Had he gone to the free list?
Let me see. There we go. So yes, we got Al Pacino who's on the 3 list. We have make sure I get through here. I'm checking all of our 2s to make sure no one has been added yet. Let's see, James Cosmo. Believe it or not, Joe Pantoliano, who was in Goonies, The Fugitive, and The Matrix.
We did Goonies? Oh, was Goonies a special?
Yeah, Goonies. Yeah,
Josh Brolin,
okay.
We did a 50
who was also in Goonies and No Country for Old Men. And what else was he in?
Sicario.
Sicario. And did we have another one with Kelly MacDonald? No. Okay, No Country and
Trainspotting
for her. She's just 2. Let's see if we had any other 3Bs.
So we got nobody at 4 yet.
No one is at 4 yet. We've got Sean Astin, again, Goonies and Lord of the Ring, but we only count 1 for Lord of the Rings. So he doesn't get 4. He gets 1 for Lord of the Rings since we did it as a trilogy. We've got Talia Shire in 2. We've got Sylvester Stallone in 2.
Is this 2 for Bill Murray? Because we did Ghostbusters, right? Did we do Ghostbusters? I thought
Bill Murray. Yep. We haven't had F. Murray Abraham yet. We have not had. Have we had Ray Fiennes? We haven't had Ray Fiennes. Is this our first Ray Fiennes?
Yeah, first one.
Oh my gosh, it's our first Ray Fiennes.
Ed
it's our
Norton,
first...
nothing?
No, thank God. Oh, God, I can't stand him. Sorry. I can't. And no, we haven't had Jeff Goldblum. This is our second Willem Dafoe. Platoon.
Oh, what was the other one? Oh, Platoon. Yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a few more of him because I
He's in
think
everything.
we did put Spider-Man on the list,
Yep,
right?
Spider-Man is on there.
We corrected that error.
Mm-hmm.
That omission has been corrected. Yeah. So
Jude Law. Did I miss one with Jude Law? I thought we had him on one.
We have
no?
not
Is this
had
his
a Jude
first?
Law.
Interesting.
We have not had a Jude Law.
Well, if there's ever a movie or a director to have a movie that's going to check off a bunch of actors, it's going to be Wes Anderson because he almost always has a ton of people in his.
Mm-hmm. It's the ensemble casts for sure.
Yeah. If we get a Quentin Tarantino movie, that will knock a few off.
That'll be another.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Oh, but good one. I say I'm actually. Yeah, the next 2 I'm looking forward to because I've not seen them for a while.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I've seen like I said, I think Grand Budapest Hotel maybe 2-3 years ago. I can't remember when Asteroid City came out, but it was around that time. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that, and then Sergeant York will be a first watch.
Mm-hmm. There we go. It's completely different movies,
as always with the wheel.
4 movies. So we got a link. We got another link, kind of in a way. But yeah, it's a very slapstick, isn't it? Very overacting that is needed for Grand Budapest.
Right.
But it is
like intentional overacting or just overly dramatic characters as well. The whole thing is just it's silly fun.
It's a dark comedy though. It's
and
it's hard to get a dark comedy right. And I'll keep my opinion to myself, but I mean it's very rare to have something like this. It's hard to categorize. It's silly, it's weird, it's funny, it's very serious. The parts that are serious are very serious. But it's done there's a lot of physical comedy. Yeah, I do like this. Oh, did I read the book? No, I haven't.
Book?
Yet.
Is that okay?
I have not yet, Daryl. So we'll find out if my opinion of the film holds up after reading the book.
I do need to find out if we can get a count. Ding! Every time. In the book.
I realized this was a book, honestly.
You can maybe we can today I waited over 45 minutes before I said in the short story.
Chat. Is that true? Is that
true? I said
Yep. She
47
time stamp out.
seconds.
Let's get it. If there's 43, not having it. I said we need a rolling tally just in the corner there, just like a little click thing every time. Being
an Elden Ring death
exactly.
counter.
I was thinking the same thing, Sandy.
You died.
We've got to have a couple. Like I've got to have one for me. Jay's got to be. Well, I wasn't born.
I was born for the Grand Budapest Hotel.
There we go.
That we can say.
There we go.
I was well alive by then.
Excellent. But we got a couple of good ones. That is always good for Film Club, and Film Club's good. And that's it. But next week we go to Sunday, but back to the normal time for you guys. So 3 Eastern and our GMT now. Why don't you change it? That's weird because our one goes from British summertime.
I don't know
Greenwich. Why do we
don't know
have
anything
to
about
change
it?
it?
I don't know why we still do it. I wish they just get rid of the daylight savings.
Yeah, but then
and all
change
this
it different.
stuff.
You're
It's
still
all nonsense to me.
Yeah, but you're still called Eastern Standard, isn't it?
Well, no, it's
Fine.
Eastern
Yeah.
Daylight Time. We're EDT right now. Eastern Daylight Time.
Oh, just I didn't even know. Like,
okay.
I pay no attention to
Let's
it.
see, we
I
just say
just
Eastern
tell me what
time,
time it
no
is,
one
and I'm
pays
good.
attention.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
We say
I've got it
Eastern,
wrong now.
Central, Mountain, Pacific. That's it. We don't
There
say
you go.
the rest of the letters.
Greenwich. We have Greenwich Mean Time now.
I always just say East Coast time. I'm an East Coaster, so
Me too.
center of the universe. What am I
It
going to
is.
do? I'm not
Yes,
worried
it
about
is.
the
Greenwich,
rest.
sorry, Greenwich to Mean Time is so. That's
I
it. That's
know.
where Zulu is. Zulu time is 0. Because we invented it. We're having it there.
You invented time. Good grief.
Now you
now.
guys have invented time.
That's
Huh?
that British
Damn
heritage
right.
invented time.
Who invented it then? Exactly. We put it there.
Father Time, of course.
The bloody Swiss, probably. There you go.
It wasn't me because I'm always late, so I know that.
Yeah. There we go. So maybe we should actually put you an hour behind then.
Yeah, it might work out on time for once.
But that's all good. But yeah, some great ones. And so our Remembrance Sunday, just your normal Sunday. When's your Veterans Day then? Is that
It's
after?
always on the 11th day of the 11th month to commemorate the actual Armistice Day, which happened at the 11th hour on the 11th day, the 11th.
See, we still do our 2 minutes for that, but when we have our prim and proper kind of parades down the so you'll see that on the TV if you like all that.
Always do. I always watch your Remembrance Sunday at the cenotaph.
Yes,
I always watch that.
So it'll be so Sunday be good at Zulu. Why are we going Zulu time? Zulu you not heard Zulu time, Daryl? Zulu, God, sorry, military term that is. Zulu time. Do you know what Zulu time is?
Yeah,
No,
because
I've
we're a global company, we do
Do you-
address
oh, you
all
do
of
it.
our
Oh, you
meetings
do?
from Zulu
Okay.
time. Yep. So
Yeah,
if
what
you
time are we in
schedule a
Zulu?
meeting, you
Zulu
have
time.
to put Zulu plus whatever in the meeting notice.
Oh, the movie Zulu. We've done it. We've done a
We've
review.
done it, Daryl.
Way back.
Daryl, was that
Way
before
back.
you joined us? Yeah, we did the
Yes, it
movie
must be.
Zulu with
Yes,
good old
Zulu.
Michael Caine. We've had 2 Michael Caine movies. We've had The Italian Job, and we've had Zulu.
Yes, except for Jay thought he was watching the other one. Like, I'm watching that one. That's terrible. Well, that would have had Edward Norton on it.
It would have. Yes, it would have.
Oh, that would have. That's right.
Yes, that's the
Is Fight Club on our list? I don't remember if I put it on.
No.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
I think it is. I think it is.
I-
Though
Is
that,
it?
I couldn't remember. I thought I put it on there, or maybe I saw it on there and
maybe
didn't
you
bother
did.
putting it in. I can't remember.
No, the Italian Job for Edward Norton is the famous one that he refused to work with any of the actors because
Edward Norton was a pain in the ass. No,
Yeah.
No. It's because he got effed over by the studio is because he did the Hulk, and they said you will do a Hulk 2, whatever happens. But in the small print is they could rearrange that if such and such happens, and you would get designated. You are obliged to do whatever movie we pick you to do, and then Hulk 2 goes off the table. And they did it for a thing. So he said, I'm obliged to do it or I'll get sued. But I will not be in any scenes with any of their actors, and I'm only shooting it in this location. So he was right ass because he was like, no, I'm not doing it. You're not paying me any money for extra because it's contractual. So he refused to be in any of the scenes with any of the actors. That's why.
In fairness, if I recall, they kind of screwed him on the Hulk with the writing credits or something. I don't mind that movie. Honestly, I think it's a fine movie.
Yeah.
Not
I
going
think
to blow
the
your
Hulk
mind or
doesn't-
anything, but
No, I just think the Hulk doesn't work as a standalone movie just because of when he becomes the Hulk. It's not. It loses its charm, I think.
And I'm certainly not interested in seeing Mark Ruffalo's Professor Hulk crap thing that they've turned it into. So I definitely don't want one now. But you could have sold me on a sequel to that one. I'll be honest, I liked Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, him as Bruce Banner and Hulk in the like early showing.
Yeah.
Once they ruined the character and the Hulk, I was all set. But yeah, I liked the Edward Norton one. I had no issue. As a kid, I enjoyed the Eric Bana one.
I like that one. Yeah, that one's good. It's a bit of fun.
I like the Bill Dixie one with Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Great.
So I like the Hulk. I like the character. And if I recall, they did kind of screw him, I guess, out of like writing credits or something with that. I can't totally remember the story. Or allegedly they screwed him out of writing credits, whatever it is. But so I'll give him a break on that one if he was a little upset. But you do tend to hear that he's kind of tough.
Well, there you go. Galadorn, were you here? 10 out of 10 for Zulu.
Oh, wow. I think Galadorn was here for that one, if I recall.
I think you were, Galadorn.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that was good.
Done,
That was
Daryl.
a great movie and a great like making of documentary too about that. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, we got some great ones coming up. So remember, Film Club, Film Club, Film Club. Always first rule of Film Club.
Talk about Film Club.
Second rule, do your homework.
Third rule, turn up on time.
That's a loose rule. That's kind of a floating rule. We're not too strict on that one around here.
There we go. Oh, yeah. But Jay, what you got coming up?
Actually, hopefully doing a little bit of streaming tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Should hopefully have a window.
Spider-Man.
It will be Spider-Man. I will continue to be Spider-Man for the sake of New York and saving it.
Awesome.
So hopefully that tomorrow a little bit.
How can you say? What is it? As the Blue? Is it the Blue Jays? Have they won yet?
Game 7's coming up. Actually, I don't know if it's tonight or it's tomorrow. They've got a Game 7, so they're pushing this thing the whole way. It's essentially Canada versus US right now. Worst scenario
one of them
for me.
Go like another 9 innings or something.
Yeah, they went 18 innings a couple games ago. It was kind of wild,
crazy.
honestly. Essentially played 2 games in the length of one night.
What time would that end?
Oh God, it was late. I don't even know. I stopped watching far before. I don't even think I made it to the 9th inning. Never mind the 18th.
Oh, was it like past midnight though?
Yeah, it was way past. That was a late one. I believe they played that same day again too. I thought they had a game that next day too. So it was a crazy series. It's been a crazy series. I hate both teams. I hate the Dodgers.
I do too.
I hate the Blue Jays because they're a division rival for Sandy as well. So
I always
really worst case scenario for me minus Yankees there. Yeah, go figure.
Yeah, and they got no. Probably, I bet they don't have any Canadians on their team.
I'd have to check, honestly. Not that I'm aware of, but I'd have to check.
Yeah, it's not a very.
I am a big fan of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because I was a big fan of his dad as a kid. So that's always been kind of a cool story that he's been such a good player. But outside of that, I don't like the Blue Jays. I don't like the Dodgers. They're kind of the West Coast Yankees now. They just buy this crazy team, and I hate that stuff. So I'm a little checked out on it, honestly, and I don't really care who wins at this point. So we'll see.
But I am enjoying where Boston Bruins are right now, talking about Canadians.
Yeah, not great.
I like it right not at the great. Bottom.
But hey, my Patriots are doing pretty good, so I'm going to stick with that right now. Focused on them.
Fair enough. So so Spider-Man tomorrow, roughly what time? Got any time?
Honestly, no idea. It's completely
it's going to be jumping
and see. Yeah, it's going to be like now's the time. Just hop on and go. So just keep your eyes peeled for
chat notifications. Press that notifications on Jay's channel. Do it. If you're not subbed, go sub.
Much appreciated.
And Sandy, our awesome now YouTube, who's worked out the algorithm to get loads of followers.
Yeah, I have. Happy about that.
Except for, I'm sorry, before we say that, Jay, I went into Sandy lied to us.
Really?
Because she went to, you was in Baltimore, wasn't you?
Yeah, yesterday.
One, it was Halloween. There was no Halloween.
There was no Halloween.
Also, I did not hear. I was in the chat for about 10 minutes, roughly, and I didn't hear one gunshot.
No, you didn't. It was amazing. But if you notice,
that's not Halloween in Baltimore. Then.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta wait. What is it? Like Memorial Day in Chicago is always like wicked bad for violence and things like that. Does Baltimore have a day like that? Or
it's actually, believe it or not, it's the 4th of July. That people would like just go crazy and shoot guns off just to with the fireworks, shoot your guns. That's what they've done 4th of July.
Don't
I was
bullets come down.
I was in Mount Vernon Square in Baltimore, which is the historically very the wealthiest square. And I wasn't shocked not to hear any gunshots, but I was very shocked at the lack of Halloween. Jay, there was one, I must have gone by 50 residences of these grand Gilded Age homes. And there was one little lonely pumpkin statue, like pumpkin head guy on one step. That's all I saw.
kidding.
Now, I went from there out to dinner at a fantastic restaurant in Federal Hill called Limoncello. Amazing Italian restaurant. And on my way back, driving down Fort Avenue near Fort McHenry, every single row house decorated, all the homeowners sitting on the stoops in costume, handing out candy to hundreds of kids. That's what I remember as a kid growing up in Baltimore, growing up in Canton, having all the neighbors sitting out with candy on a night. It was a nice night. I do remember some Halloweens where you had to wear, like, you would scream because your mom would want you to wear a jacket over your costume. And I'm like, I'm
ruins
not
the whole
putting
costume.
a jacket over my costume. So we would try to put the jacket on under the costume and be shivering. But it was a beautiful night. And that's just what I remember. And I wish, I almost thought of like pulling it. I wasn't going to pull out my camera and record little kids, fortunately. But that every single house was decorated. But the wealthy, the well-to-do couldn't be bothered to decorate.
Yeah,
So
they usually can't.
I know. But then we had a very nice chat yesterday. This morning, couple of wackadoos in the chat. Gotta tell you, was thanks to Pete. Pete cleaned up some interesting chat this
Good
morning.
work, Pete. Good work.
But tomorrow
Talking
it'll
about
be
talking about Halloween. I just sent on the thing that is my kid's first ever Halloween thing. Went out with his got a new friend. They went to Halloween. I just put it on the Discord for you too.
Oh, that's so cool. So did he come back with a haul for you?
Oh, we had to pick out. You can't eat that. Literally like that. There was
like
one
toffee.
Oh my god, I don't know. We even tried it. We were like, "What are these?" They were like popping, like raspberry something and popping candy.
Fizzy pop.
We we just had them and we were like, "What is that?" They were like, it was instant popping candy.
Oh, you've not had Pop Rocks?
No, we had them, but this was like
really explosive.
Scalp, like bang. They were. It was just pure. Like, I'm going to be hyper for the next 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, if I gave that to my kid, I was like, wow. But yeah, but my kid had to dress up as a ghost, so we saw that. So
nerds are awesome. I love little nerds.
They weren't nerds. They were like slush puppy things, like but popping candy. It was wow. The
nerds are actually my favorite candy. I love nerds.
Are they awesome? I only eat them around Halloween. Only around
cherry
Halloween.
ones though. Cherry one.
I like the pink and the purple ones. Always the best.
Do you like the ones that are like squished around a gusher?
Oh yeah, like the nerds gummy
like clusters.
and the nerds ropes. Yep.
I like a Haribo. I like Haribo. Like gummy.
See, I'm not a gummy bear person. I never been. I don't know what it is about because I like gummy candies. Like I like Sour Patch Kids, gummy worms. Most of the sour, I guess I just like when they're coated in extra sugar. But regular gummy bears, not for me. Never been.
And you can't like your chocolate because your chocolate's crap.
I honestly, well, I mean, all our chocolate's crap, but I prefer white chocolate. Believe it or not, I know people always think that's crazy, but I love.
Do you have Milky
chocolate.
Bar? Do you have Milky Bars?
Milky Way, yeah.
Milky Way,
yeah. We have Milky Way, yeah.
Milky Way.
I like
Milky Way. No, Milky
I like
Bar.
dark chocolate too.
No, Milky Bar.
Oh, no,
Milky Way. So Milky Way is chocolate and then white in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Milky Bar is just a bar of white chocolate.
Oh no!
Did you have the Milky Bar Kid?
No, we don't have
Milky Bar. Oh my god!
We have other, white chocolate bars, but not
Nestle. I think it's
Nestle. Yeah,
Nestle. Yeah. That's But yeah, my kid, went out. Things like that. Sorry, Sandy, on interrupting that. What are you doing then? Are you?
No, it was great because it gave me. I went and looked at the awesome photo that you sent.
Literally, you see his little face.
It's very
was
cute.
so happy. First time of like having. I'm getting sweets and I'm allowed to.
I'm allowed to have this. This is so cool.
You're allowed to have that. And literally, we were like afterwards, like, okay, can I have these free before we go to bed? And then he got back because it was like it was like 4:30 when he went out. But then he got back, and then the bin went, nope, you're not having that lot.
Real quick.
Some of them were like, like crunchy hard candy. It was like, oh, your teeth are gonna
the stuff.
fall
Yeah,
out.
that's
Well,
good.
that's the
Yeah,
toffee.
to the
Yeah, we
teeth.
could never do the toffee. It would just rip our teeth out.
Yeah,
you
so
know,
he
not
was
good.
like, you won't know. So you got some, but yeah, he just literally the smile at me, Daddy. When he came back, I was like, wow, you got some food, you got some chocolate and everything. Like, yeah. So yeah, he didn't realize that would happen, because you're going trick-or-treating. Don't worry. We're like, and it was an area that they proper went for it. So like when he went out, so we didn't have to go, like, because Brits don't do it, but it was one area near us. They went, oh, there's like 10 houses. They've kitted out. They've gone for it. So he just went around there, but they literally swamped, with everybody, with, everything. So yeah, he's a little face, little things. And then came back this morning. Can we get Christmas ready?
Well, so in my walk today down this beautiful main street, after I was done live streaming, I went and got my real camera and then took photos. And the shop owner, because I live streamed like 8:30 in the morning, by 10:30, when the shop owners were getting ready to open up, they were taking down the Halloween and putting up Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just skips right over Thanksgiving too.
Skip over Thanksgiving. Just they were.
I mean, if you go to the stores
buying
now,
stuff, yeah,
they're just
it's
at this
too
point. They're doing the clearance candy, and all the Christmas stuff is coming out.
Well, I must say, I have almost half of my gifts purchased, so I'm kind of proud of myself.
Oh, I haven't done anything yet.
Well, I like to do.
I'm going to like, I don't do anything, man.
You're a guy. That's just the thing. But
we have the internet, and we just wait.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just don't like shopping. I really don't. I'd rather.
My parents have everything. Like, what do you get parents?
Honestly, I just do gift cards at this point. I don't do.
No,
it just keeps it simple. We don't do, like, all my family just does at this point as adults, just cash or gift cards. We do gifts for the kids, like my niece, and obviously my son will get gifts and all that. But generally, we kind of just do the gift cards. To me, it's more about. I like Thanksgiving's actually always my favorite holiday, because I just like the family dinner, everybody getting together, that whole side of it. So for me, that's kind of what Christmas has become, more so than the gifts. It's just like, can't wait for the dinner and everybody being together.
Me too. My favorite part is this week, maybe tomorrow or 1 weeknight. So my dad, like me, carries his. It's genetic. He carries his camera everywhere. He loves birds. He loves nature. So he takes a lot of really amazing photos, where I do more landscape and like the architecture. And so every year, like this week, I'll go look at all of his photos from last winter, anything with snow, and I'll pick one of his photos for my Christmas card.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
That's actually like my favorite part of the Christmas process, is sitting down with my dad and looking at the photos he took last year. And we'll pick out one for my cards and one for his cards. And, I'll send it off to get the cards made. Oh, goodness gracious. Daryl, what are you doing?
What's going on that day, Daryl?
I had the double take. I went, why are you watching a guy in the cemetery?
Near a cemetery. Goodness, Daryl.
There we go.
Yeah, not Baltimore. But anyway, tomorrow I may be, again, the weather's supposed to be gorgeous, so I'll be on some little small town street tomorrow. Probably same time ish. And I don't stream my gaming, but just for your interest, since we mentioned it, I have started Elden Ring again.
Oh, nice.
I've kind of gone back to my little comfort game. I know most people wouldn't think a Dark Souls-like game is a comfort game, but I like my Elden Ring, so I started doing that. It is.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. James, what are you doing?
Well, tomorrow I'll be making Sunday roast dinner. So,
Nice.
but apart from that, I don't know what I've got planned really. Need to pick a new game. Halloween.
You dealt with all the creepies, right?
Yeah, I did that. Oh my god, Daryl when Abel was there. Well, I played this game called Them, and it was like you played in a room, as a kid and then played retro games in it. Oh, I was crap at the retro games. It was like a jump one, but you had to press the button in sequence, like ding, ding, ding. You know, like one of those. Oh, I was terrible. I was so getting frustrated. And it was like, I knew it was simple. I just couldn't do it. My brain had gone past that point of like a great 13-year-old. Yeah, it was so frustrating. But absolutely really great game. I was just absolutely terrible at the easy part of that horror game. Apart from that, I might go back to Red Dead. Got some other ones on the pipeline to have a look at. There's been a massive update on the front, so
there has been. I need to get back in. It's been so long.
Oh, it looks shiny. Everything looks a bit more shiny. Let's say that the best way to do it. Apart from that, I don't know. Just it's as Jay happens, unfortunately, because of my work at the moment, it's really busy. It's gonna happen when it happens. So get the notifications on because it'll be I'm streaming in 20 minutes. That's your warning. That is your warning. So yeah, I will tweet it out or X it out or whatever it's called now. And then yeah, it's gonna be a go. But apart from that, yeah, just spending time with my crazy kid and having a bit of fun, and that's with him at the moment. So yeah, running around. What did we do? I can't remember. We did like just drawing a thing that looked like a train. Why not?
Fun.
Why not? That was it. Yeah, fun. But yeah, so we have that. But then we got film club, so that's always good. Yeah, so a great one next week, everybody. Next Sunday. This time.
Sunday.
So, yeah, Sunday. So for Sergeant York. But yeah, apart from that, remember, look at Sandy. Go to Sandy's stream because her subs.
What was the score you gave this one? Did you give it a score? Hang on.
6, I thought.
6.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I didn't write it down. I didn't want to let you go until I wrote it down because I do write these things down.
It's okay. It's great.
So sorry.
One job.
I wrote all my notes and I didn't write the number. I know I had one job.
One job.
No, my job was to read the book, as always.
There we go. Lucky we don't have War and Peace on here.
I've already read it. I read it because I was dared to read it. And
okay.
So I had to read it. And then I wrote the world's biggest book report on how lousy that book is. I hated that book. I was dared by my kid to read it. And so I had to dare.
I dare you to read this. There we go.
Yep.
She's dare you to read the next ones of Twilight.
Well, I was trying to convince my kids that there are no bad books out there. That even if they think they're not going to like it, just give it a try. You can learn something from every book you read, as a good mom should, And then it was, wow, big deal. And I was, whatever book it was that my kid was struggling with, I said, well, you should be able to get through that quickly. And she's like, well, Mom, I'm not you. I'm a little kid. Why don't you read something like, oh, I don't know, what's the biggest book out there? And I said, War and Peace. And she said, okay, you read War and Peace and I'll read this one. I was like, deal. And I was like, oh, God help me. It was so awful, but I did it. But man, is it awful.
That's it. There you go. Challenge. Read the next Twilight movie. Book, sorry.
I don't want to.
I don't wanna.
We may just have to pick it then for the
oh my god,
the picks
god, yeah. Literally
one by one.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, there's probably someone who has a morbid curiosity. Like there are probably people who saw the first one and hated it, but have to watch all the other ones just to see what happens at the end. Ugh.
Oh, I could have checked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain ones I'm like, no,
I'm good not knowing. I really am. I'm fine with it.
He glows more. Or was it not glow? Sparkles. Sparkles. He bloody sparkles. Anyway, on that note, everybody, have a great rest of the
oh, my power's going out. My power just blinked. So I'll say bye now.
Guys. Have a great one, everybody, and we'll end it now. Have a great one, and see you in the next film club. Bye for now.